Hi there. Before I get into the game, I was so excited I didn't have my thoughts together for everyone I wanted to thank. First off, I want to thank my friends for taking part in this new adventure. It is a leap of faith to play something like this game, and the time investment that comes with it is a lot to ask. So I want to give a big thank you to Zach, Emily, Hunter, Luke, Jerome, Justin, and Ryan for encouraging me to do this and for being so supportive throughout the whole world building process and being excited to play the game and having fun doing it. I want to also thank Smile BC, Matt Mercer, and Matt Colville for their endless wealth of knowledge all about D&D DMing. They have helped me prep for this campaign, and I hope I'm able to retain enough of their tips to give my players the best experience possible. For all information about the campaign, if you're interested, I'll be posting the chronology, characters, NPCs, and more on my website at radredring.com as time goes on. I like to share the world I'm making with all of you if you're interested with that. Finally, this is a homebrew game. This is my first time DMing ever, so I don't know all the rules well at all. Thankfully, I have two friends helping me through the process. I'll learn as much as I can as we go, but it's storytelling first. The world itself is one I took from the DM handbook, but then randomly generated and made all kinds of new stuff with it and had twists on a lot of the monsters you know and the lore of D&D. So hopefully this makes things more interesting for you as listeners to enjoy a new take on the many monsters, places, and gods in the D&D multiverse. Thank you for listening. Please enjoy the first episode of the Zenya campaign featuring the Lost Mines of Phandelver. All right, everybody ready? We're about to start this. All right. Before we start this, just for my posterity, thank you all for coming to try out this crazy nonsense. Thank Zach in particular for getting me addicted to Critical Role, and Hunter for always recommending me to do DMing and all this type of stuff. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I got way too into it, so it's probably going to be whatever. This is all homebrew, so if this ever does go up online and people are interested in seeing any of this shit, I have taken stuff here and there. It's all about collaborative storytelling, number one, and then the game mechanics, number two, but we're not just going to ignore rules. We're just going to do our best to try and get it. It's my first time ever DMing, so I have no clue if I'm going to get any of this right, but we're just going to try and have fun with it, because that's basically the bottom line. Exactly. I also really want to thank Matt Mercer and what's the other one? I forgot his name, damn it. Is another Matt. Both Matts were amazing with their videos for DMing. So I am really, really thankful that there was like hundreds of videos just getting all that stuff together. I'm going to kick myself afterwards for forgetting his name. Try to remember specifically this. Anyway, let's begin the story. So, that's pretty intense right there.
Yeah, it's an intense start.
In the great lands of Zenya, the world is a wonderfully magic place. Many beings draw their power from the land around them, from the gods they serve, or the pacts they've made.
You don't have to. He did say he was going to put this stuff on Discord.
4 major gods inhabit the world. The god of justice, the god of tricks, the god of wisdom, and the god of hope. Lesser gods exist too, on a plane much closer to all beings. Gods like Tyree, Raven, and Pelor connect with day-to-day life. People within Zenya try their best to get by, but the rising and falling of empires have left the world in a rather lost state. Few major cities remain after the last great war. Ruins of once great cities litter the lands. Little towns have popped up along trading routes all over the continents. Travelers find their journeys are made easier by stopping into these quaint towns with special cultures. Raids and criminal activities are common throughout the land, but some cities are banding together to try and create an order amongst this lost world they now find themselves living in. Each city has found little success toward their goal in a single rule so far. 9 dominions exist over 2 continents, separated by the Maw of Life. Each of the domains developed independently of each other. Each dominion governs with different philosophies. Some lands are looking to gain new resources, while others struggle just to survive. The largest population of people reside on the continent of Atul, east of the Maw of the World. To the north is Jinzhao, a land ruled by Breen Clasalda, a purple-skinned drow who has worked to give the North a free, coexisting world to live in. To the southwest lies Minna, a confederacy of independent towns and cities.
A pact formed at the end of the last Great War banded the people together to fight off any invaders, but ensured independence for each community. It was essential that they could enforce their own laws without any other prying communities inside Zenya. To the southwest is the smallest kingdom of Shobirum, a military state driven by virtue. The famous Temple of Wisdom is worshipped here, where it is known for the god Lao to bestow gifts on his most devout followers. Above the names, Skobirum is Whitland, a feudalistic society riddled with mountains and lakes. The royal family doesn't meddle in affairs outside the kingdom because they keep a tight and comfortable rule over their lands. Finally, Freya is in the center of the continent. It is the most luscious of all the lands in O'Toole. It is rich with natural resources and landscapes divided up by 3 major cities. Each of the major cities shares rule as an oligarchy, dividing Freya into 3 different governing territories. Neverwinter to the west, Tennendorf to the east, and Mimic to the north, housing the Temple of Justice. Our story begins on the far east coast of Freya, inside the luscious Neverwinter woods. A young man wanders. Autocorrect. A young man wanders, carrying nothing but his sword, blessed by his blind master. On a quest from the same master, the traveler finds himself exiting east of the Neverwinter wood, heading into the Neverwinter city for supplies after a weeks-long journey. By mid-afternoon, he enters the town, overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of the city. Carriages are constantly moving up and down the busy streets, kicking up dust into the air. Street performers have crowds of people circling around them and cheering at each successful move. Shops are interwoven between homes and bars as far as the eye can see. The city is the most life the traveler has seen in ages. But standing out amongst the many walking citizens is a rather particular man shouting at a workboard. The traveler approaches the oversized behemoth of a man, placing a hand on his arm to find out what's the matter. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, Flama and
Hello.
Maslov.
Hello. What's going on, man? Why are you yelling at a board?
I found a job.
Oh, God. What's the job listing?
You can ask me if you don't know.
It was something to do with a dwarf.
Yes, the job listing is from a, get his name correct for the first time, right? Gunren Rockseer is looking for an escort. He's giving 10 gold for anybody that can help him escort his supplies all the way to Fandelver.
Vandelver. That sounds like a long journey. Mind if I accompany you? Sounds like you might want some help.
It will be welcome.
Wunderbar. I'm Flama. Nice to meet you.
I'm Mosnell.
Masno. Well met.
Wonderful. As you two exchange pleasantries and everything, do you guys want to actually describe your characters and what they look like so everybody can get an idea?
It's basically me, but it's a half elf. I don't know.
That works perfectly. That's fine.
Yeah, it's with 20 years.
You with 20 years.
Yeah, it's me with 20 years.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I'm a human.
Yep.
6'5",
Oof. Big boy.
250 pounds.
Lots of muscle there.
Oh yeah. I have curly red hair and beard with gray eyes.
All right. So as you two make your strange new acquaintance, it's very strange for both of you because you have just come out of the forest after weeks of isolation, and you were hunting up in the north, so you're really disoriented by all the people, but easily excitable, as clearly as day, as everyone was kind of giving him strange looks about why this man was so excited about a job listing. Wealth clearly doesn't come by you too often. So the two of you read the bottom of the little job offering and find out he's waiting today inside a local tavern. So do you two head over to the tavern, or do you explore the city?
let's go to the tavern. Wanna go to the tavern?
Let's head to the tavern.
That's right. He is also wielding a massive axe.
Basically, I'm just.
Yeah, and apparently he is keeping it in his hand instead of sheathing it, walking around the city with an axe in hand. You guys walk over to the tavern, and then as you get into the tavern, there's your typical barmaid, there's patrons everywhere, and you actually notice two individuals over by a bar counter, a short individual in a robe you can't really make out, and another older gentleman kind of inside some armor, kind of piecemeal armor going on, but he has a hood up, and it kind of looks like it's really nice, the whole get-up. It's fine. As you see all the other guests, you see two people standing, looking at a small dwarf. Nonetheless, you assume it's probably Rockseer? Yes, Gundred Rockseer. But you're not sure because there's quite a commotion going on as it seems like they're negotiating. So you guys can feel free to approach.
What's his name again?
Gunseer.
No, right.
What's your name again?
Mosno. Before we proceed, I have to ask you to brandish your axe through the way. You might scare away the client we're about to talk to.
Brandishing is when you like flare it out.
Sorry,
that's
he's the wrong word. Sheath your axe.
I'm not used to towns. Probably a good idea.
We're not friends. It's been a while since I've been in one. All right, shall we approach?
Yes.
All right.
As you approach these two gentlemen, the conversation starts getting a little bit louder and louder, and then you kind of hear finally what this dwarf has been raving about. You see these two individuals that it would be, I think, good to introduce you two now at this point. So, would you like to describe what they see?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah.
So, you see this wood elf, a bit shorter than the average wood elf, closer to like a short human, short male. So, my character, you see this short wood elf, fair-skinned with a moderate tan from spending days out in the sun. Brown hair, cut short, eyes deep blue, and kind of a stone face, like a very good poker face. The kind of face that you really can't tell their emotions. Mm-hmm. Wearing this nice, this weathered kind of full-length dark green hood and cloak, hood pulled back, hand on a rapier, pummel sheath at his left side, and just outfitted with gear fit for a well-traveled adventurer.
Absolutely wonderful. And
well, I am a dark-skinned, about 5'10", human male.
Mm-hmm.
He has blue eyes. He's bald. He's got a rad goatee going on.
yeah, he does.
He's wearing clerical robes, but he has scale armor on over it. And average-sized guy. He's pretty strong, a little bit thinner than normal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's him.
Absolutely wonderful. All right. So as you two approach, you overhear. I keep getting his name, Gundren. Well, that's just jolly! Oh, can you imagine this? This must be my lucky day. First the stranger yesterday, and now you two want to join? This is more than I can bear. My lucky stars just keep rolling in. Who are you two?
I am Mosnell. I saw your ad.
My ad? Oh, of course, my ad! Yes, that one. That is a well-made axe you have there. That is dwarven made. Did you take that off a dwarf?
No, I found it.
You found? A dwarf would not abandon such a blade as that. At this point, Gundren sort of shifts over. Are you with him?
Sadly, yes. I'm Flama, traveling swordsman. I just spent a bunch of time in the woods. I'm grateful to find your ad and hope to be of assistance to you.
Splendid! He's a talker, not like him. Very good. Very, very good. Well, I think there'll be plenty of gold to go around after this journey. So, all of you, I need you to meet my wonderful accomplices. So, I would like you to introduce to Orhana. And you look over to the table, and at the bar, sitting there, are those two figures you heard earlier. The cloaked one now turns around, and you can actually make out what she looks like. And if you'd like to describe your character.
So I'm a rock gnome. I think I'm like mid-30s from what I remember. I'm like 3 feet tall and like 30 pounds. So you could throw me really easily. And,
You split her later.
yeah. You never know, man. And it looks like me, but shorter and 30 pounds.
Are you made of rock?
No, I'm not.
That
You
is very
sing
misleading.
songs about treasure uppers.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
And next to her is Sildar Halwinder. And he goes, salutations. I can't believe the amount of people we have for our journey. It seems like Gundyr lucked out on this day. Well, we should probably take off as soon as possible now that we're all acquainted. Does that sound good to all of you?
Well, I'm wondering if we're all going to be paid fairly. Are we going to split this 10 gold 7 ways, or are we getting 10 gold each?
That would be up for Gundyr to decide, isn't that right? He sort of turns over to the little dwarf who's already seemed to have lost interest in your conversation, who is back to trying to get the barmaid's attention, and he's got all kinds of like dribble in his beard. He's about like, at any dwarf side, about average height, maybe 4'5" for a dwarf. He's got this beautiful beard going on, but a little balding has left him with. He's aging pretty well. He wears this heavy dwarven metal armor, but it's all rusted to shit. It really looks like he's been taking it for years and years out on all kinds of journeys. And he sort of snaps back to, huh? What?
Oh, I was just asking your friend here if we were all going to be rewarded fairly. If the 10 gold is expected to be split 7 ways, or if we're all getting 10 gold each.
Oh no! That would be a waste of your time. Everybody will be getting 10 gold each. That's easy money for someone like me. These supplies are worth so much. Don't worry, it'll pay handsomely to all of you. So I think we should be off at this point, since someone's not coming back anytime soon. I think it's time we make our journey, because there are limits on how much gold I'm willing to give out, if you know what I mean. Let's go. All right. So you all sort of exit the tavern, and it seems like there's a wonderful wagon there with horses on each sides, and he sort of calls over a couple more horses and kind of says, bring them on over. They hop on theirs, both Gundyr and Sildar. They get on the two in the front. And onside the wagon, who wants to take the reins? There can be 2 people on the reins of the wagon.
I'll take one of the reins.
All right. So both Flama and, give me your name again. I gotta get better with it. Ulazal jump on top of it. They get all nice and comfortable.
Nice, cozy.
And you have Maznol and Ari, and Orhana.
Or
Orhana?
Hannah.
Orhana, Ari,
Ari.
Maznol, Ari,
Oh, down?
Mazno, Orhana. I'll get it.
It's a name game.
Are all flanking the sides. One on one side by himself is Maznol. On the left side, and the 2 of you are flanking the right side. And just before before Flama and Ulazal are about to hit the reins, and Gundyr's about to take off, a out-of-breath individual starts running up. He seems to have all kinds of baggy coats coming off, and he seems to have very almost flamboyant type of outfit coming towards you guys. You can...
Hey, it's me, Jaqualdin. I'm 69 years old. I'm also 69 inches tall, or 5'9". I have a silver man bun. I'm kind of thin. I'm wiry, so you can tell that He's more into running and has like sleight of hand.
Scrappy.
Yeah, he's scrappy. You know, he's not like. What's your name again?
Mosno.
No, definitely not like Miles. No. You know. But you know, I got kind of it's like a weird thing where I kind of scan the room everywhere I go. You know, it's kind of like I'm always up to something, but you don't have to know about that. We can get to that later on.
So at this point, he's calling at the dwarf because it appears to be saying Gundar, Gundar, trying to get his attention. And he turns around and goes, "Yes, yeah. Who's calling? Who cares to know?" That would be you calling.
Yes.
What's you calling?
Gundar, where are you going with this group?
We're out on a trip, going on a supply run, but we basically filled up the journey so far. We don't really need anyone else.
Gundar, I know you're going to a pretty dangerous area. I think you need someone who knows the lay of the land. I think you might be able to use my services.
I want you to make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
So I want
How does that work?
I want you to roll a d20.
Which one? This guy?
Yeah.
This guy?
And does he have any modifiers to that, Hunter? If you could help us out for persuasion.
+3.
A +3.
So
All
you
right.
roll that and then add 3 to it.
All right.
Roll this and add 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zero
Let's go.
persuasion.
7. So 10. Let's go. Come on.
You added 3 to that?
I have 7 plus 3. So
Oh, 10. Oh,
Okay.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Are we just gonna leave him?
Boy, I didn't expect that. All right. Taken back a little bit by like, who does the guy think he is? Gundar's like, you can come for 5 gold. And he looks around at everybody, and it's kind of a quiet silence of agreement. Everyone's like, yeah, that's fine. And you sort of take the offer, and you hop on top, and you kind of have a sly grin, like, sure, fuck gold, whatever.
Pocket change.
All right, and you all leave the town of Neverwinter, which, fun fact, let's just throw away all the crap I made for Neverwinter in case you guys explored. No, you'll be back someday. So, we go out, unless you're all dead. We go... So as we exit out of Neverwinter, you get maybe a couple miles out. And, if anyone wants to see besides Luke... Luke could see it too. This is what Neverwinter looked like by. It's not very colorful because it's black and white.
I would have explored if I.
That's all right. You didn't. So, haha.
Can I send Bruce out to explore for me?
You can. Not yet.
Oh boy.
As the card's going on, this new strange alliance of sorts, all in the name of gold, which is beautiful, has brought these very strange and various characters together. And the first thing, as the first bump in the road starts to come up, you kind of hear a hawk squeal that none of you noticed initially as Qualden jumped and hopped up on top of the cart. By the way, not offering to help at all with anything else. Just sort of leaning as everyone else was courteously walking by the sides of it, trying to make sure they weren't tipping or leaning the cart full of all sorts of supplies. There's barrels, there seems to be food, there's some kind of leathers in there, but he's just kind of leaning off the side and kind of looks into his coat, and a hawk climbs onto his shoulder.
That's Bruce, everyone.
Is Bruce
my hawk.
around? Is he around all the time?
He comes and goes as he pleases.
All right.
All right. Well, everyone got to know Bruce. Fantastic.
What kind of bird is he?
He's a hawk. I found him when I was a boy. He was injured, and I nursed him back to health. Now he always comes when I call.
Oh, that's very noble of you.
Bruce and I get a lot of stuff done.
What kind of stuff?
You know, he just helps out, you know. Anything I need. If I need something over there, he'll fly over, he'll grab it for me.
Oh.
Anything.
Oh, so you're that kind of guy. Got it. You see me kind of like check my pockets real quick.
Bruce doesn't have hands.
All right. So as these pleasantries are being exchanged and you guys are starting to feel one another out, Gundar and Sildar are ahead of you on those two horses, and they've been talking the entire time, really ignoring both of you. And finally, Sildar turns around and he looks at all of you and he goes, we're gonna have to go ahead a little bit. We need to scout the area because we heard something might be up, but we'll be back in less than a day's journey, and once we return, everything should be smooth sailing to Fandelver.
Do we continue the journey ahead, or
Absolutely.
do we stop?
No. Go straight to Fandelver. Don't stop whatsoever. We just have a quick little thing we need to take care of. Everything will be just...
Yeah, that's not suspicious.
We'll meet them at the Prancing Pony.
The prancing pony. Oh, okay.
Is that a bar? Have you been to Fandelver before?
No.
Kind of looks you up, down, and Northerners. So Sildar and Gundar pull off, and they ride off into the distance. The day goes on a little more, and the journey's night. You set up a camp, and as it sort of fades to night, and start a fire. I think Mosnell easily makes quick work of finding some wood, a tree, starting the fire, and all that. Jaqualdon doesn't even think about asking for a finger for help. He's just looking in the environment like, oh, so nice. How hospitable is this? Ari?
Airy.
Airy. Air. Airy.
Air.
Get it. Air E.
69 years old. He's an old man.
Airy is straight behind Jaqualdon, almost at all times at his flank. As he's at ease with his hawk sort of on his hand, just hanging out right about there. Flama's trying to help Mosnell, who is constantly shaking him off, just being like, bug is in my way. Just trying to gather everything and building the fire. Uzala is building, say it again. Ulazal is building some of the tents, and Ohana is building the other tents. Man, a guy who's terrible at pronouncing names having to do this. Boy, oh boy, we'll get it. Jeez. Is building the other set of tents for hopefully the night. The cart is kind of parked over there, so you have like campfire, a couple set of tents that was so graciously provided to you by your wonderful Gundar, who's nowhere to be found. The gnome has been very, very quiet. Not really said much of anything. Not like anyone's acquired though at this point. And the older gentleman, kind of making his tents, has been keeping to himself. Is really the most vocal of the party has been Jaqualdon by far. And you two, and everyone just is sort of settling in.
I'm gonna finish setting up my tents and then walk over to Ohana because she was with the dwarf, and I'm gonna ask her, do you know why they scouted ahead? If you don't.
I don't think I know anything.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I could send Bruce. He could take a look at what they're up to.
It is night,
It is night.
and they've gone for hours ahead of you now.
Bruce has pretty good vision.
He does. I think he does have night vision. To be honest
I have
with you.
vision too.
Dark vision, you
Yes,
do.
I do.
You do.
And I
you
as well.
too. And you do.
Actually, I
as
believe
well.
I also have pretty good night
You
vision.
do as actually all the elves are sitting on the left side. I just realized every one of the elves are just.
Half elf.
I am a half elf.
All three of us are half elves.
Oh, you're half elf too.
Yes.
That's
I
Or
thought
no,
you were
I'm a
wood
wood
elf.
elf. I'm a wood
Yeah,
elf.
don't screw with me.
You're half elf.
Stop changing
I'm trying to keep the names straight, all right?
I'm telling you, man.
All right.
What was his dad's name?
I don't talk about my father.
Does he like money?
I don't know.
This is a real conversation you're having out loud, and everyone is over here. And they feel almost justified in their guarded information by the way you two exchange your words.
I just think it's a little bit suspicious how they just went on like that. I wonder if we should investigate about that somehow.
I agree, but I don't think it's worth our time.
All right.
I think it could be worth our time. I don't see why we wouldn't investigate that. What's the Sildar?
Sildar?
Sildar seemed a little suspicious. And
He
we
was
only-
sweaty. He was definitely sweaty. he seemed very uncomfortable in Neverwinter.
We seem to have only just met these people, and they're offering to pay us gold and scouting ahead. So I think maybe we should look into it.
I paid to get in here, so I'd like to know what Rockseeker's up to.
Oh boy.
What rocks are he seeking?
He offered you 5. You didn't pay in.
Oh. Just kidding. It's communication.
I think they are too far ahead to look tonight. We'll get a night's rest and find them in the morning. And I go back to my fire.
Mosnell is like definitely hovering over in his own little world at that point and looks up, and a couple of you are very certain that he knows what the heck he's talking about just by the way he carries himself in like his clothing, his apparel, his smell. He knows.
I'm wearing a lot of furs.
Yes, he knows his way around tracking in the north, and this seems like easy to him to whether or not to chase somebody out in the night to go track them or pursue something of interest.
I'm gonna rest towards the outskirts of the camp, just to try and keep a little bit of a check out, just if there's anything going on that I could hear at first.
Sure. Does anybody else want to stay up watch?
I was gonna say I'll say.
I can.
for-
I can.
Oh, okay.
I
Go
can
ahead.
take watch because I only take a 4-hour long rest. So
Okay, so you'll take watch, and
I'll take
you want
first
to take
watch.
watch?
I'll take watch.
I'd like to send Bruce out for, just
Absolutely.
look at the perimeter, What do
Absolutely.
we got out there? What's
Um,
going on? Where are we?
I would like you to roll for Bruce. That would be a.
Come on, Bruce.
That was me, not my character.
Roll everything.
An insight. Yeah, it's another
No, he
insight
wouldn't.
perception
Okay.
does Bruce have his own?
in my head.
Okay.
Wait, so which one should I roll?
So it's usually a 20 side.
It's always
Oh,
from
usually
my head. You're gonna be using
okay.
that
For most
a lot.
checks, that's the
Oh,
one you're
okay.
using.
Okay.
Is he a hawk?
He is.
Bruce
Does
is a
he-
hawk.
Does
Yes.
he have dark vision?
Yes.
Hawks get advantage on perception with sight.
I thank you, Luke. Thank you very much.
Let's go, Bruce!
So advantage is you get to roll twice and take the higher of the two.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is there?
I remember
So, am I rolling against you or?
No, well, maybe. Who knows?
So that's a 5
And
So
roll
now
again.
roll again.
Definitely.
And does he add anything to that?
for insight, right?
Yeah.
So that's
I'll
plus
give
4.
You yours. I'll give you that too. Yeah. For the
Insight's plus 4.
From his, I was wondering if.
I'm gonna
Oh,
give
Bruce
it
is
to
separate.
you.
Don't care.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So
keep it as
so
well.
9
Side.
and
What is that?
17
Ooh,
plus 4 is 21.
21.
21.
All right.
So Bruce can take a look.
Bruce, as you send Bruce off and he flutters away beautifully and majestically in the night, everyone kind of
Classic Bruce.
looks at their gaze and just like, wow, just the way it takes off, you can tell this is not only a bird of prey, but the intelligence on this individual bird is really kind of admirable. It's just you can tell there's a relationship very clear between
Smarter than
qualities in the
Mosnell.
board. Potentially. The bird flies up deep into the night, and as it's soaring over, it sees a clearing out up ahead of some trees and some really nice stuff, and it's making out a couple images and shadows, but it's really so far away and so dark, it doesn't make it out as well as it should, especially because another flock of birds flying away from that area slams right into the hawk.
Bruce.
But Bruce is only startled because he was focused so far looking out and kind of gets himself back together and flutters back down to you onto your perch as you have continued to not move in your very Jeff Goldblum-like pose by the fire. As you've opened up your jacket, your chest is showing, you're just having a time and a half, and the bird just, and it communicates to you of the general idea of what I just described. Only you know this, so you can choose to share this or not. Right on. So, as for you two staying up for watch, I would like you. I think it's the same thing, right? It's a perception check.
Yeah.
So please do that.
12 plus 3, so 15.
15.
Yep, 8.
Anything else to add to that?
It's an 8. I rolled a 5 plus 3.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As the night goes on and everyone's sleeping, Jaqualden's out like a light. Llama, it seems like you can't tell if he's sleeping or not, but he's sort of just still as a rock, right? Standing still exactly the pose, watching the fire. Pasta is just spread out on the ground. He is just snoring as loud as can be. It is unbelievable this man has survived in the wild with that call. Orhana is quietly, her hood still up, tucked in on her side, inside her tent. You can tell her light has gone out, or it has been dimmed at the very least, and she is fast asleep. Ulazal. Ulazal is standing watch on like the western side of the camp, and on the eastern side is Eri. Yeah, got it right. Oh, I feel special. And Ulazal doesn't really hear much during the night, but Eri, he hears a lot of footsteps and foot movement. He sort of gets his sword ready, and as he's seeing with his dark vision in the night, he can clearly see little footsteps moving throughout, but they pass. And it's really hard to distinguish who they belong to, whether it's animals or people or anything, but it puts you on high alert like crazy. And you can choose what to do from there.
I'll communicate it to Ulazal. I saw something, doesn't seem to be coming at us, but just be wary.
It's probably just animals, right?
I would imagine, but you can never be too sure.
All right, I'll be on high alert.
All right, wonderful. As the two of you stay up through the night and the sun comes up, seems uneventful. Mosnell is actually up at the crack of dawn. As quickly as he was asleep finally, he is awake and instantly alert. He is completely aware of his surroundings as soon as that sunlight hits. And he's up so quick it startles Flama right out of his. He's just like, as the big man. For someone so large to be so quick on his feet, and especially to be raising his axe so quickly as well, startles anyone really, except Jaqualden is lights out with his hawk, who was once graceful in his pose, just hanging out there, his face down in the dirt. The hawk kind of like on his head, just hanging out, all burrowed up and very comfortable. The tripping and falling of Flama by the startling of Mosnell causes some stirring you hear inside of Orhana's tent. So you see the light all turn on and everything just as the dawn comes in, and both Eri and Ulazal start walking into the camp as you all are about to pack things up. So you're in the process of packing things up, and if you want to exchange or talk at all, you can, and if not, we can just go on.
Mosnell, you startled me this morning.
You must always be ready in the morning.
Thanks, Francis.
I like his train of thought.
Well noted.
I walk over to Jaqualden and I just give him like a little tap with my foot. We're going.
He doesn't even stir at the first tap. And in your mind, you're really contemplating, we could probably leave him. Don't kick him again.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna kick him again.
He jumps away.
I was awake the whole time.
Yeah,
I was testing you guys.
As Jaqualden stirs up, Bruce kind of just floats up a little bit and just starts above, kind of floating, and then just kind of settles back down onto his shoulder. Once he's dusting himself up and buttoning his shirt back up. So you all pack inside the tent, and you pack all the tents. You pack inside the tents, it gets real weird. You all pack up the tents, you put out the fire, and with expertise that most of you have, only you two have really been very familiar with. You've sort of seen in the past, and you two aren't very familiar with how Mosnell is able to not only take out the fire, but cover the tracks and make it so it looks like no one was here. He does this in a matter of like 10 to 15 minutes as everyone else kind of focuses on their little duties. And Colton seems to take note of those abilities. He seems to be very interested.
He's useful. I like him.
Perfect. The cart is loaded up. Do you two take the reins again? Do you go back to where you were and everyone take the same positions?
Yeah, I'll take the reins again.
Do you go to the same position as well?
Same exact position.
All right, so you can go up leaning on that, or you can even sit in the back if you want to piss everybody
I'm
off.
I'm gonna request being on the reins alongside him, just so I can enter my trance, which gives me a long rest in 4 hours.
Oh, fantastic. So you're gonna go in between those two and the reins, is what you're hoping
He's
to do,
requesting
or do you want
to
to
be-
sit in the back?
I'll sit in the back.
All right, you can sit in the back.
I'll sit in the back too.
No train. So as Mary goes to sit in the back to try and get some well-needed rest after a wonderful night of making sure no one got attacked or any animals or anything showed up, as soon as he starts to feel like, oh, here comes some REM sleep, he hears these big leather boots come down next to him, and he has to, because there's so much supplies in here, like they're really squished inside here. So stuff starts getting shoved into Ari's face, making him uncomfortable, and he can hear the clicking of the hawk, just kind of like turning its head as he kind of has to open up one eye, and Qualden's just kind of staring at him like, "What are you doing?"
Do you have to be here?
I'm getting less gold than you. I'm gonna sit wherever I want.
Do you know
I don't-
that though? You don't know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Well then, yes, I'd love to be in the back with you. I'm trying to make friends. It's the morning, you know. You're supposed to sleep at night. What are you doing not up back here?
Because I was trying to make you not die last night.
Bruce was up there. He saw everything was fine. You had nothing to worry about.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm gonna trust my own gut when I'm trying to keep us alive, not a silly hawk.
A silly hawk.
Yeah, silly bird.
The hawk kind of perks up at that, twisting its head.
Relax, Bruce.
He nestles back.
And I need some sleep.
Okay, that's fair.
Why don't you go bother Mosnell? I think he wanted to talk to you.
Did he now?
He did. He told me.
Awesome.
You get out of the car. He's on the opposite side. Mosnell, unless you're shouting.
Mosnell, Ari told me you wanted something to say to me.
Are you shouting? Or
Yes, I'm shouting at you, Mosnell.
So,
What does he want?
is walking across his own zone and totally misses the first one, but the second Mosnell. Where's that coming from?
What's up, Mosnell? You have something to tell me?
just a grunt?
Good talk. Good talk.
Okay, so as everyone literally remains in silence, ignoring Golden's antics, the cart sort of grinds to a halt as both Flama and just let me look at the name. Ulazal sees like an obstruction up in the road. Who wants to go check out the obstruction?
I'll go check out the obstruction.
You're gonna go out there?
I'll go with him.
You're gonna go with him. All right.
God damn it.
Wonderful. So the two of you, it's like a dirt path, and there's that clearing that Bruce, you would know, described to you last night, and it seemed very familiar how it opened up into this area. It's got like, it's raised above. There's all these beautiful trees all the way around, and for Neverwinter in the general area of where you are on the west coast of Freya, it's pretty dense with forest, mountains, and thicket, and it also has some plains once you start getting more and more east, and that's sort of the direction you're going. The path itself, traveling is this southwest down, or southeast all the way down into a mountainous area, just way farther inland than you just were. Neverwinter was a port city, and you actually had the ocean running through the center of the city, so it was interesting in that respect. As you two get closer and closer, you can't really make it out. It looks like a mess, but you start getting the stench early on. The cart, everyone's sort of holding back and letting you guys watch, and immediately you can recognize it as this is dead animals in front of you. You, as you're getting closer to it, recognize gore without a problem. And the two of you, as you slowly come up to the animals, you crouch down and sort of like taste the blood to see how many days old it is, and you're just sort of looking around.
Oh, what's going on there, Masno?
These animals have been dead for a few days.
All right. What does that mean?
It might be something big up. A few days travel from here.
All right, noted. We'll have to communicate that back to the party.
As you two are exchanging words, a arrow bolt comes out, and I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Is that still 20?
So yeah,
Yep.
20. Oof. Rough one.
4.
Oh no. We're all dead, guys.
16! Let's go!
8.
I got a 7.
Oh, wait, is there a
did you say
plus
for
for...
initiative?
Yes, for initiative.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I have a 6.
You use the total.
Oh
my gosh.
It came out really, the colors aren't as bright as
And I
they
get a
should
minus
be.
1, so.
You got a -1?
Well, I have a -1 modifier to initiative.
You do?
Yeah, it feels bad.
Oh, I have +3.
Yes.
So I have 15.
So the card.
I rolled a 16. I don't know what my bonus is.
For initiative.
Oh, 18.
Whoa!
Big boy.
Yeah. Gambler.
I couldn't read it at first. I was like,
Is that the cart?
Yes.
Wow.
Imagination is wonderful.
Ooh.
suspend your disbelief.
Oh, the minis.
The minis are coming out.
It's exciting.
Oh boy.
So, in the back is.
Nice.
Hey, he's got his bird.
Laura, and she's flanking on the right.
That's so sick.
You're back here as well.
Me and Ari.
Ari. Up front is Ulazal all by himself. You two are investigating the horses.
Investigation Nation.
Holy crap, they're so far
Oh, they're all the way out there.
I'm gonna push all these guys out for the sake
Okay.
of simplicity.
We got a sword.
Um,
I'm gonna kill you.
Bruce, what the fuck?
Oh shit, there's actually horses.
yeah, it's dark. The printer got it at
That's pretty
Staples.
cool.
Thanks.
This is so cool.
He went way out.
That's so sick.
It must be autumn. Look at those trees. They're so beautiful.
Does the camera show the minis?
Not right now. I'll do it another day. So Luke can't see this, so that's actually bad. I'll show it for a second.
You can just describe it to me. It's fine.
No, it's better if you see it.
Hey, if you're gonna be over here, you could just turn your camera around.
Yeah, I might. Well, no, I won't be over here.
Oof.
Can we see these guys?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So out of the brush
Oh boy.
comes.
Freaking goblins.
Bandits.
There is a
Highwayman.
crap load of goblins.
Oh, fucking goblins.
And the first bolt, they actually get surprised on. Wait, let me see. The passive insight on you guys. And then. Or perception, rather. Llama and
Rolled a couple ones. That's
You're
not
both the
good.
same.
Oh, there goes
So
a 2.
both of you have that. So let me. What were your numbers for initiative? I gotta get everybody. 18?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
6 plus 2, so 8.
8 for. Okay.
Not that.
I had a 5.
5.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Yeah, I bet that.
Yep.
15.
15.
7.
7.
12.
12.
Bad rolls.
So bad rolls.
Bad rolls.
Oh, you're an Ewok. That's adorable.
Jawa.
Can you
Jawa.
give me my
This is
attack
Jawa, yeah.
stats for that axe?
What?
I don't have the attack stats for that axe.
Yes, I can do that. Let me get that out real quick because you will need that. Nice. Axe. Let's hope I don't kill you.
I just got like a basic big sword.
I believe your axe is.
Dark vision, 60 feet.
Oh, you do. Look at that.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yes.
Everybody has dark
Yes.
vision.
Dark vision. No, you're the only two losers without dark vision.
I have
You're
a
right.
spell.
Take that.
I have a spell that.
As I was like looking through stuff about dark vision, like in this campaign, it comes up often, and then every time we're just like, everyone has it. Like, yeah, so everyone sees everything all the time. There's no mystery.
Oops.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Just trying to be helpful, man.
All right, giant slayer. All right, so you gain +1 bonus to attack. Oh, really? You gain +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. +1 bonus to attack. So whenever you attack, if you're trying to get higher than their armor class, you get a +1 on top of that to make your attack. When you hit a giant with it, the giant takes an extra 2d6 damage.
Jeez. Oh. Wow.
It must
He's already got him.
It must succeed with a DC 15 strength saving throw of the giant, or it falls prone, which then gives you advantage on every attack.
Nice.
My lord.
So this is really good for kicking the
That's a
crap
lot
out
of
of
stuff.
giants. Yeah, so basically you gain +1
+1.
bonus to attack. So whenever you roll, you have an
Yeah.
extra.
So with a normal attack, you roll the d20 to see do you hit them.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
So that's what that goes to.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yes.
Oh.
So that it gives you +1 to say do you hit them or no.
Do you?
Very important.
All right, and then what's the attack? Like, what dice do I use?
Oh, 2d6s.
2d6.
Was that right? Did I say 6s or 8s?
I think it was 2d6s.
Yeah, it's normally d6s.
And it's slashing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then if they don't save a 15 wisdom saving throw, no. Damn it, I gotta get it back here. Magic weapons, everyone.
What a pain.
It is a strength saving throw.
Strength saving.
They fall prone. That's for giants. That's why it's
That's only for giants.
yeah.
Literally just like
That
you smack them.
yeah. You cripple giants with that. That's really good.
I think we run into some giants.
Maybe I made a campaign room giant. I don't know. Find out. Give him a sword like that and then never find a giant. That'd be pretty dumb.
That would be hilarious.
Well, this is oddly specific. We're probably never going to use that.
Little more stuff to give you a backstory is the saddlebags have been looted. When you checked out those horses, you both picked up on that immediately. Especially you, though. He was more trying to see how long they've been dead. He told you
So
1 to 2
when-
days. Yeah.
Would I have been able to like do a roll to actually like find out information about?
100%. Yeah, all you had to do was
so
ask.
we need to start doing that.
Yeah, that's why I'll try and be clear
Yeah,
with that.
Insert
But-
yourself. In the
Yeah, all you guys can keep asking is
Because I was
like
just
insight check.
I guess I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
You
make
how I
should,
feel.
you should
Yeah.
know. You can always ask me.
Okay.
Always ask me
That's
for whatever you want because I have most of it.
So I was like, I gotta make shit up now.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So we can back up a little bit. Those horses are about a day dead, so you were about right.
Okay.
You were about right.
Alright.
And
So let's pretend I said
only you two know that. Everybody else is just kind of staring at the cart as a bolt goes by. So they actually get yes, a surprise round. So arrow bolts shoot out,
Alright.
and I need to roll a dice.
How many are there? Jesus Christ.
Seven.
Seven?
Fucking goblins.
There's 7 of us, so
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
There's only 7 of those. Nah, it's fine.
Well, you don't know that.
Well,
It's just
there's
goblins.
6
It's a
of us.
surprise.
Technically-
Oh yeah, where are you, Luke? Just to show you the map and what we got
Jesus.
going. This is our map.
Okay.
That is the carriage back there with the glass.
Yeah.
Yep. And then those are all the goblins flanking everybody on the path. The 2 dead horses are in the middle, where
How many
the
goblins
2.
is that?
What's
9?
What's that?
Is that nine goblins?
Seven.
Can't really.
1, 2,
Seven.
3,
This
4.
is me and Justin here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Where's my back?
Fucking goblins.
Fucking goblins, man.
All right.
You hate
Oh, come on. All right.
That's good.
The first. Okay.
Dice rolling back there. Getting pretty nervous.
I don't know if that's like, oh man, they're not doing anything. You're like, ah, fuck, I'm gonna kill everybody.
The first arrow bolt, as it is shooting for Mosnell, as he's looking at the horse, and he can actually hear like the feathers of it as it's starting to get close, and immediately dodges through his instincts in the wild. The bullet goes right into the brush, and you actually hear another goblin go.
He got so he probably got a natural 1 and shot his teammate.
That's good.
Yes. The second arrow goes for Flamma, and instinctively, Flamma easily just nice, almost wasting no movement, just sidesteps it, goes right into the forest, and then you hear the very same goblin.
The same one.
From the same direction, all right? You just hear him go, "Whoa, holy crap!" You can't, none of you speak Goblin, so you don't know what he's saying. You speak Goblin?
Whoa.
Oh, well, you.
He's not there though. He's not here.
Oh,
I'm like back here.
well, he hears the echo of a goblin screaming in pain. So initially you heard, ah! And second you went like, almost again. And then the next arrow does, in fact, hit Mosnell as he side dodges it, and he's like, he hears a scream, he's just like, sort of off taken at how stupid the goblins are to hit their own. And it's almost like all of his training from his father in the past comes back to him, and it's just almost a lesson where just like, what a moron. It just like he can just hear the hard speech coming that he would give if he gave a crap about this ugly individual. But as he's kind of reminiscing there, an arrow gets him right in the shoulder, and that does
Can I like?
what?
Can I try to like warn him about the arrow before it hits him?
No, no, that's hitting him. You, with the way you sidestepped, you turn 2. So you turn 2, and you're both kind of just like in the wicket, because both arrows came from like one side as you dodged it. So you're like, there can't be more people, and then another arrow came from that side. I gotta get what their.
Wait, which side did the arrows come from?
Where are the guys with the arrows?
Got
this side.
On every side.
here and there.
All right.
So this guy's probably boned.
The 2 arrows came this way, missed, and the one back way deep is the one that hits you. in
That
the
one
back,
over there.
Mosney.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, here we
Okay,
go.
so we were looking at these. I'm assuming then,
Yep.
and then that one.
Okay.
Like the foot.
So I get to roll
So
one
we're
of
like-
these. Oh wow.
Bruh.
Okay. Oh, poor Ryan. So you you take 7 points of piercing damage.
7?
Yeah.
One fights.
What,
Yep.
what does that mean, though?
So
So you lose.
how much health do you have?
I think it's 12 or something around there.
Armor class?
Nope, that's
No,
13.
It's health is supposed to be a different thing. That's right.
It's in the
Oh, is
middle
it
column.
blank?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's blank on mine too. So that-
Mine's also blank
What is your health
for
supposed
current
to be?
HP.
What is he? What is it?
what's
What
that?
class?
He's
What
a
class?
barbarian.
Barbarian.
Barbarian. So he's 12 plus Constitution modifier.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Constitution.
That should be high.
Constitution is one of your
Ah.
That's
abilities.
the 12 we're talking about.
So one of these hits.
that's your
this.
HP.
So plus 3.
Plus 3.
How many euros?
So 15.
So 15
How much damage you
is my...
Good to know.
That's your max.
Mine's 14 right
Yeah,
now.
that's right. I put it at the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now it is... I took 7.
You took 7.
So now it's 8.
Yes, it is.
What?
That goblin, man, he got you good.
Jeez, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I can't believe I rolled so high with that. But he has stealth. That's kind of why he got the bonus and all that.
Fucking goblins, dude.
Trying to think if there's anything else I need to. They did all that. You don't have health. What's your class?
Class armor.
Oh, you're a wizard.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what that is, Luke?
What? Wizard?
Yeah.
It's 6 plus Constitution.
Okay.
So your Constitution is +1.
So
you're
7.
Yeah.
7. Oh, Jesus, you're a fragile little bird.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wizards are frail.
Oh, I do have that.
+6. Oh.
No, yeah, those ones are your saving throws.
Okay.
These are skills.
Yes.
Oh, wait, does he make a saving throw to cut that damage in half? Yeah, no, it's stealth though, right? Because don't you have stuff where you can do in half? Like you have resistance to stuff? Is that different?
Yeah, but I don't think that.
Yeah, he wouldn't have that in that
Yes.
situation. All right.
No, this is just.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so since that happened,
Snap the arrow like you know.
yeah, speed.
Wait,
so
your
everything's
turn.
about 5 feet. So they have the stealth on you. So I'm gonna come over here and.
5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15.
Oh shit, they're on.
5, 10, 15.
Oof.
Um,
That one got fucked.
this one.
We're in the thick of it.
Yeah, we are.
Alright.
At least we're somewhat
At
equipped.
least one of you.
At least one
At
of
least
us.
it's not just one person.
Yeah. At least
now
there's 2 of
they're
us.
gonna roll.
I'm glad we both went.
Yeah.
I can't believe you both went. That was really good news. Because I didn't think bumping it up this much would really. It is. Do some bad deals. Alright, so. They have to roll. So, Goblin is attacking Mosnell in the back. Because all the other ones, the archers stay back, but all the other goblins are rushing up as soon as you guys kind of got settled onto the horses, trying to figure out what's going on. And as they're running, you see one of them kick up a leather pouch on the road that was kind of like discarded to the side. So that's something you might want to look at. So the goblin comes up at you, and you get hit with the arrow. You're like, ah, right? But then you see this little goblin coming at you, and he's like this big thing. And you just sort of like give him the old just pass him by. Sort of kind of palm his sword, like, what is this? Whatever he's like, little mace he's got. You're just like, what? Stop playing. Absolutely not. So he swings and misses at you as you almost get a kick out of it. Your spirits sort of come back up after letting your guard down, kind of kicking yourself in the back. You're like, this guy. For you. Okay. Oh. Jesus Christ. So, the first one completely misses as once again you easily sidestep another, like, completely clumsy, like, he, again, Ulazal is just kind of sitting there hearing just the worst shit in the world. He's hearing awful curses, and as they're all sprinting and running, and he's very just like, someone civilized. Like, he's feeling that. And he flails and completely misses at the next sidestep. Really, Flama conserving his movement every time. But as he does that and moves away from that, the other goblin was able to sort of get in like flanking position to you, and he's able to land a quick blow onto your arm. And he does, I believe, 7 slashing damage to you.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of high rolls.
That's a lot.
Fam, I got you.
That seems like a lot for goblins, doesn't it? Why is it so high for goblins? It's 1d6 plus 2, right? Well, I have it in front of me, is what I'm saying. But that's what that means. I roll a 6-sided dice, and I add
that's
2,
right.
right?
That's right.
I'm rolling 5s twice in a row.
Dang.
Sometimes it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
All right,
We're just unlucky.
all right. Thank you for letting me. All right, I appreciate the checks.
That's my arm.
Okay, and so you take 7, so you're down to 7 health, right?
I think so.
Okay, and that's gonna end the goblin's surprise round. So now we actually get to go to your initiatives, which were really bad. But thankfully, the two people that need it the most rolled higher than the goblins. So, with 18, Flamma,
Yes.
what do you want to do?
Come to me.
You can take one action per
come to your
turn,
pirate.
unless you have bonus actions, which I don't know
I
if you
do have bonus
Oh,
action.
look at this guy. And you can run. But if you run, because they're so close, they get a free swing at you, if I remember right.
It says on my sheet.
Oh, let me get the exciting fight.
Yeah, but I'm like, did I not write one down that I should have had? I don't think so.
Okay, so how many goblins am I aware of right now?
All of them.
All of them, or is this just
Or just the ones.
You are aware of. You sort of have the direction of two of the bolts that you dodged,
Yeah.
but the one that hit him, you have no idea where that came from.
Yeah.
All the goblins immediately in front of you trying to bludgeon you to death, you know exactly.
Okay,
where
okay.
they are.
How many are there? 3?
There is right now 3 goblins right in front of you, and you are very aware. You know where every arrow came from,
Oh shit!
just because of your time in the wilderness. That is like your wisdom in this spot.
That perception.
Yeah.
You know,
Shit.
but I'm combat ready too.
Is my
Yep.
perception that high?
Probably.
It's where are you? It's not that high, but it's built into your character too. So like, and they're not being obvious enough that, or they're not being cautious enough that it wouldn't get past your character.
Okay. Nice. I know shit.
Oh jeez.
Battle music.
This is intense.
All right. Can I just attack one of the goblins?
Absolutely, you can attack one of the goblins.
They're tiny.
Yeah, dude. All right. So for my longsword, it's 1d8 plus 5.
Well, you got to roll to see if it hits.
Well, I know.
first.
I
Yeah.
just how much health do these goblins have?
You have no idea.
Oh shit. All right. Whatever. I'm just gonna smash the goblin.
What's the plus 5? That's how it works.
That's just what it says on this sheet.
You roll a d20 to hit.
Yeah.
And then you get +5 to that.
No, I'm talking about the damage for this.
Oh, I got you.
What is this? A 10? A 10 plus 5. Right, so it's 15.
As you swing your two-handed sword down, right? It's like a katana, right?
Yeah, I'm using 2 hands still.
Okay, roll for damage.
Can't see. This is the 3 plus 5, 8.
All right. So as this goblin has gotten you in the back, right, and it hit you, caught you off guard. You quickly sidestep it, and one fluid motion. Off with its head. The goblin, before it even has a chance to be like, just boom, and it just flops down. And the other 2 goblins are immediately startled by that. They're, so I would like you to take the goblin to the left. Yeah, he's good. Give me that guy. He's a piece of garbage. All right, so he is slain. Do you have a bonus action you can take too?
Yeah, it's like a second wind, and it says once per short rest, and I haven't done a short rest.
Well, you have. You're resting.
Oh, then yeah. Once per short rest, you can use a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 1 HP.
Yeah. Why? There's no reason not to do that after the surprise attack.
Yeah. I don't know which one's which.
D10, so that's gonna be
Oh, let's go with this one.
this guy.
Wait, what is proficiency bonus?
Oh yeah, it's the weird, oddly shaped top.
That
Yeah.
is for. Isn't
You
that
can
for
also-
like
this
skills
one.
and
Yes.
stuff like
No,
that?
For,
This
yeah,
one.
whatever
Yes.
skills you're proficient in, you add your proficiency bonus, but it should already be added into the.
So
Yeah, you can use this one if you want it as well. It's all that has is just the 10 multiplier, but that's the right one.
Thank you. I had them all organized. They got unorganized.
He had a 15 and it's 12, right? So you'd go. Unless one of the goblins rolled higher.
Yeah.
Should.
Well, his turn's still going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay. Yeah, I am pretty hot. It's getting hot with this battle action.
Like, it's so cold, you have to turn the air conditioner on. I'm like, Mom, we are dying in the basement.
That's just all mothers. They're
All right, so I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get plus 4 HP.
Fantastic.
Coming back up to 11.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, that's not inaccurate.
see.
All right, that's what I can do.
You can move still,
I can still move.
but I think the goblin closest to you gets an attack if you move because you're within range and you don't get to disengage.
But
Can I shove or do anything else like that, or no?
I don't believe you can because you already used your action
that's
this
okay.
turn.
Okay.
So you can run away, and he has to break your armor class, but also you gain some health back. So you're balancing whether or not it's better to get back and regroup with the team, or still stand there and possibly take more goblin strikes.
I'm gonna. Wait, where am I standing here?
You're there. You're with a sword above your head. That's
Okay,
your
I
character.
just murdered that man. Okay.
Yeah, you just chopped that
Just
dude's
destroyed
head
that
off,
goblin.
clean
Okay.
off and flopped.
Yeah.
The head kind of rolled down the path and everything too.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, like water through the street.
Yes, that's the whole point. Okay, I'm gonna stay on Maslow's flank so that he doesn't get boned.
Okay, that's cool.
He's gonna stay there.
So then the next is Mosnell. He gets a chance. He gets to go. Nope. Yes. I thought you were saying 20 dice as you went to reach for everything. I thought you were screwing with me. Yes, you rolled 20-sided die. Oh, if you're trying to attack, it depends on what you want to do. You can move. You can attack. Which goblin do you want to attack?
Whichever one's closest.
They're both equal distance.
Yeah.
So probably just
Well, I'd go for the one flanking you.
Alright, let's go for that.
Actually, aren't they both flanking him?
Well,
No, there's the one that's like
Yeah, okay.
this one.
Okay. So,
So I'm gonna turn around and attack him.
yes, that sounds like a great idea.
Can I roll onto you?
You can do whatever you want. That's why it's there, buddy.
You're like,
What do you got?
16.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage. And remember, he also gets that +1 because of his giant axe.
Plus 1, so that's 17.
Yeah. You're, okay. So what's his...
Axe
So
is only a
giant axe
+1.
is it-
Right? Well, to anything. It's a
that's
+1.
kind of neat, but
Anything.
Like, not that
It
neat.
really kills the shit out of giants. That's the whole point of the axe.
Okay. Well, because like most weapons, it's like the skill ability modifier plus whatever. So like with me,
Yeah.
I have my rapier and I have a proficiency with it, so
Yeah.
I get I get +3 for my dexterity and then +2 for proficiency. So
Okay.
all my attacks get +5
Right.
Oh, is that
To hit.
why just
to hit. Yes, to hit.
Ah.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the damage you add just your dex mod for that.
Yes.
So his would be just his strength mod, but it would
Yeah,
be
that was just my-
hit, it
That-
would be
that's what I'm
strength
getting-
mod.
Okay,
that's what I'm
yes,
getting
then what
at.
is that? Help me
So
out
what
with
do
that.
I get?
Yeah, what does he get?
So I'm what I would imagine it's a strength. Yeah, it uses a strength
The
modifier.
axe would definitely be strength.
And
yeah.
then it's a
Yep.
+1 just base as the magic weapon.
Yeah.
And then I imagine, is he proficient with it?
Yeah.
He would have to
Yes,
be.
he has to be.
Then you add whatever your proficiency as well.
Proficiency bonus?
2.
Yes.
Everyone's 2.
2. Plus what's your strength bonus?
Yeah, he's got.
So 5.
Definitely hit.
+1, so you get +6 for any attacks with it.
He gets +6 to hit.
Yeah.
Do I even have to roll?
Yes, you have to roll damage.
It was a mistake.
I'm like a
Um,
6 enough?
Roll damage, and
Alright,
he's
I
at crit zone right now, or does it only count if he rolls?
Crit is
rolls
only a
20?
natural 20.
Okay, unless stated otherwise.
Yeah.
Or extended
If you
range.
hit rolls like a 19, he gets a plus. He gets a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
But that's in terms of like in future things.
So
you can scale
just
up.
roll a 25.
You can. Well, what did you roll? You said it.
17.
17.
That was to attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
That's
So
what it's all
you
about.
so you rolled a 23 to attack.
Yeah.
Wait,
So the idea is that in future encounters,
Yeah.
you get monsters that are strong enough
Yeah.
to bypass
Yes,
that.
absolutely will be the case. But I'm. Wow.
Yes.
Good old. Okay. Well,
so
yeah.
I get a +6 to my attack.
To do you hit or not?
do you hit or not?
I get +6 to do I hit.
Yes. And now you gotta roll for damage.
And then you roll for damage.
And what do I get for damage?
Plus
It's
3,
whatever your hit
that's your
die
strength
is
mod.
plus your strength modifier.
Which is 3.
Brian, if you go into D&D Beyond and you find
It tells you,
if you
yeah.
find the weapon and add it to your inventory, it'll just give it to you like
Yeah,
on the
when
ship.
you
Yeah.
when you do that here, you should add. Well, like if you're writing it here, you should add your
It's like-
+3 based on.
So that's why I just did this +5.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Reed.
pretty much any weapon uses strength
Reed.
unless it's a
Oh, okay.
specific weapon that has like
So
finesse.
these two get 3.
Reed.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that one gets, but
You have your phone on you.
So.
Oh yeah. It's.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll now.
Oh jeez.
So I get 2.
Oh,
die,
thank
6
you.
dice. 2. Okay. Bad roll. 5. Alright, so that's
So it's
7.
2 and 5 +3 each.
Each.
Wait, no, wait.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's,
advantage.
It's just
He
2,
just
yeah,
chose.
so never mind.
Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
I was.
So 10.
Okay.
Jesus.
Damage?
10 damage.
Okay. So as Mosnell takes his axe out and he reams around for that goblin, he hits him so hard. It's like almost a golf, and the body flings into the wood, and it hits the other archer goblin, knocking him over. And the other goblin over there, you can actually hear him like crawling through the ground, like over to the other one, and Woozle is just still on the cart listening like, what in God's name? He's almost certain he heard a goblin calling for his mother as he going through the air. At least goblins speak because he's still having trouble seeing whether or not the what's happening in the battle because they're still a little distance away. So you can kill that goblin.
This one.
Yes. Thank you.
And what about that one?
And that one, make him prone, please. And make the other one prone as well, but move him over like 5 feet. Move him over a box. The other way. Toward his comrade. Alright. Alright.
Was that the body and the head hitting?
So now it is. Who rolled a 12?
I think it was me.
Wonderful!
I'm pretty sure it was
Thank you.
us.
Alright.
I'm gonna do something.
Yay!
Gonna do something?
Alright, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I am thinking about. Well, I'm gonna shoot something.
Oh yeah.
So I'm either gonna shoot the guy over by the red tree there,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm gonna go right in between them.
Oh, you're going in between them. You
Okay.
can't quite because the tree's kind of blocking you right now. He's kind of hiding behind it like the little shit he is.
All right, perfect.
All right.
We got a sniper.
So, so
Always useful.
Orhana, like out of nowhere, she's this short little thing. All of a sudden, just this big long bow comes out, and just kind of like boom. And you see her; she just racks an arrow. She reaches in again and just knocks out an arrow, and right in between the both of you, as you're clubbing the goblin into the bushes, and you're doing your beautiful like flourish as the head comes off. She's bringing her bow back. And please roll.
5 + 6. So I got a 9.
I was
You got a
expecting
what?
the goblin to just explode.
11. Does not hit.
Does it hit us?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
not at all. So the arrow, as what ends up happening is as the arrow just, she lets it go and it goes, threads the needle right between the two of you. But because of the gulf from Gosnell, the goblin like falls right on its butt, and it's like shimmying backwards, and it's just like oh. And the arrow would have went right through its skull, just zooms back, and it actually almost hits the other goblin who you hear go. They are more than startled. They are in complete disarray about how their ambush has gone so far. This is not how they thought their day was going. All right. Can you do anything else? You can move, but do you have any bonus actions or anything?
I don't know.
Can she shoot again? You can move if you want to be closer, or you can stay an archer distance away. You can even help move the carriage up forward too, or whatever. Whatever you want to do, or keep it at a distance so you don't get swarmed.
I'm thinking about running up though. I can take out that guy probably like next turn or something if I get more in the woods.
If you do
Yeah.
that, the goblins might get another attack on you.
Nah, I'll do it anyway. Take that.
All right, where do you want to go into the brush? You can hide behind stuff too, so you can try and get cover where any of those like forests or rocks are or anything like that. See, this area over here is the elevated area. That's how high he golfed that goblin to hit the other goblin.
How far can I move?
I was expecting the goblin to just explode.
I imagine the team rocket blasting off again.
Oh my god.
No, this is what really happened.
So
It was like when
each
the
box
giant
is 5.
stumps in your character
I
goes
think I just want
like-
to move there.
Okay, that's
Just far
perfect.
enough into the woods where I can see him now.
Perfect. All right. All right. Wonderful.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so now it is the goblin's turn.
Oh shit.
So
Combat's gonna be over before I even try to
At
swing.
this point, I'm like, okay, how do I keep them from running?
So the goblin that is on its butt, cowering, has to get up and waste its action doing that to get up. And then it immediately flees. It is running as far away as possible, screaming in something you can't understand, but you hear as, "We're screwed! We're screwed!" So could you move him back
Which way?
30 feet my way?
Yep.
So count 5, 10, 15.
I can't tell where the border's end.
I know, it's the bad print. Just look for the dots and just...
Yeah, so it's roughly, yeah.
Oh, he's on his way out.
Yeah.
Those two have to use their action to get up. So that one gets up, but it is not having a good day, and he has half speed because of an arrow from his ally that's embedded into its freaking chest. So it sort of walks a little bit, move it like about 5 feet over, and then just fucking face palms again into the ground. He's passed out and unconscious. The other one, he lines up to try. As he gets up, no, he did use his action. So he's also going to retreat behind the brush, probably about, he's going to go forward, actually. No, goblins are cowards. He's going to come back. He's going to come back about 30 feet toward that tree closest to me.
This one?
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
So like 1, 2.
Yeah, put him there. The goblin right there is...
This one?
Yeah, taking an arrow, and he's going right for Ulazal. So...
So
I got to roll for that, so give me a second.
Stand up for a little bit.
Do you have a bathroom down here?
Yes, it's right around the corner.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
It's great.
That you're moving goblins.
So that's not freaking hitting. Okay. So he shoots that arrow, and it goes like toom, right into the wood where Flamma was sitting next to him, and you are startled, but you really didn't feel threatened at any point when you saw the arrow come out. It was sort of one of these, and you were just like, that's not hitting me. So it completely missed. He then decides to flee back into the woods this way about 10 feet. Yeah, that's fine. He's cowering behind a tree. And that archer on the left is lining up, and he's going to take a shot at Maznal.
Everyone's attacking me.
You're the giant big guy.
Bare chested in the wilderness.
Fight me, nature. Fight me, nature. Not to mention
That hits.
Not.
Oh, I can't. There's no way. Okay, I can live with that. I rolled another one. There's no way. All right. 4 points of piercing damage to Maznal.
4.
As he repositions the leg,
Am I okay?
locks it up, and
So far, so good.
lets an arrow loose inside Maznal.
shooting me.
Whose second arrow comes into him, but as he's like golf that one on, you see him, he grunts and turns around looking at it, and just as the turn's about to end for the goblins, the one that's way at the far end there, all of a sudden you hear,
Oh shit.
and that's gonna end the goblin's turn.
Oh boy.
So now I want
Oh, you definitely know.
Jaqualdin.
Finally. Jaqualdin enters the fray.
So these guys are all retreating, but
Yes.
there's a horn.
There was
So,
a horn.
Can I, now that it's daytime, Bruce can see, can I send him forward
Yes.
to take a look to see what he's blowing about?
Yeah, absolutely. Now every
Okay.
turn happens within 6 seconds, so that's going to be your action to send
That's gonna be my-
him up to go see what the heck's coming.
I was going to ask, is that his action?
Yeah, and I'm also going to need you to roll for insight.
Okay, so that's 20, right?
Yep, give me a 20.
Okay, Bruce, let me know what's happening. It's a 7. plus anything or
Plus your
probably.
insight.
whoop, plus my insight. Plus 4, so 11.
You send Bruce. You give him a look. It's like,
Bruce.
come on, Bruce. In a very Jaqualdin way, who's not going to get into the fight and dirty his hands just yet, nice and safe inside his little car. He's like, go ahead and look.
Bruce flies out, zips up into the sky, and just as soon as he gets to like apex of his arc, can clearly see on the horizon about 5 goblins rushing in. So for aid, as the other ones are rushing out.
Who's scared of these guys?
We don't know this stuff.
No, only the bird does. None of you have any idea. You can move, which I doubt you're gonna, but up to you.
No, I'll move.
Okay.
I need him. He must live.
Okay.
So I can move 30 feet, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every square's 5 for this.
2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. I'm backing you up. Don't worry.
Fantastic. Out jumping of the back of the cart, or the what is it called now?
Caravan?
Well, it's a
Cart?
I guess it is a cart with the little
Yeah.
cloth over the top of it. Comes out
Oregon Trail.
strutting and beautiful strides as he does. He just takes these very direct, like despite the arrows that were being rained down on poor Mosna, like oh Jesus, right? But he's taking it like a champ. He comes down and slides right next to Mosna and just like, I'm here for your backup, brother. You're not so comfortable with that, but you're happy to have allies.
Absolutely. Especially with 2 arrows sticking out of me.
His cape, by the way, is absolutely fluttering in the wind as he goes, and chest bare, despite being in combat.
Just chest hair?
Yeah.
Chest hair?
Oh, beautiful silver chest hair.
Oh, nice.
You got the sternum,
Touch of gray.
the sternum push.
So then, that would leave Ari. You finally get to do something.
So I'm gonna exit the caravan.
Yeah.
And then move up, basically. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Whoa.
And then I'm going to enter stealth.
Ooh, how does that work?
Yes.
So,
my old strategy.
The old.
I mean, so I'm in the woods
Yeah.
already, and I have one of my traits, if it matters, is that I can attempt to hide even when I'm only lightly obscured.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying you're completely obscured.
oh yeah.
You're
So
obscured.
I'm just So basically, I'm just gonna roll to enter stealth.
Okay.
So I have a 17 plus 7,
You're
a 24.
So Ari, he as soon as like his foot hits the ground outside of the little cart, he's gone. You guys, no one has any clue what the heck just happened. There's like a blur, and you kind of feel some leaves move, but you don't even know which direction the leaves are moving. This dude is just completely gone. The goblins didn't even hear him get off the cart. I skipped your turn. It is actually your turn right now.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Do I need to move the cart forward?
You can leave it. There's 2 dumb horses like, whoa, whoa. But there's all the merch in there and all the stuff that you're supposed to be bringing to Fandelver.
Beautiful merch.
Buy that rad merch.
I'm gonna leave the cart there.
Okay.
And I think let me pull up my spells real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he has spells.
Yeah, he's sick. He's cool.
Nerd.
Am I within 60 feet of?
Wait, are you a wizard?
There's
You are easily within 60 feet of
Absolutely.
any of the
So-
Is
players.
someone a wizard?
I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, okay.
I'm gonna
Blizzard
cast,
Harry.
My max HP is 12. Not
I'm
14.
gonna cast healing.
I thought
word.
it was.
Yeah,
I had it as 12.
I derped out, so I have 9 health right now.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna put it back to.
I'm gonna cast healing word on Mosnell,
Okay.
and it's a 3 plus. 3 plus 3 is 6 points of healing.
So as I don't know why I'm struggling with this so hard. Ulazal, he sort of stands up under the cart, and he utters a little phrase under his breath and prays to his lord, and he puts his hand out, and as Mosno rips out an arrow and another arrow and starting to get a little feisty under the skin, his wounds close. How much did that heal him for? 6? What, are you at max
6.
HP now?
No.
What are you at?
You took
I'm
2
up to
steps.
10 out of 15.
You're back to 10? Wow, you got messed up. So the wounds heal and kind of crack your neck a little bit, and you're ready to just get some more goblin blood on your big axe.
All right, so I think that ends the first round of combat. We made it. We made it. So we actually ran out of the music I had for it. So now we are going to have the goblins are going to come to aid. So one moment.
There's 5 of them.
You share that with them again as the footsteps are
Yeah,
coming.
right next to us.
There's 5 goblins coming.
You know?
5 goblins.
Oh my!
You gets. I don't know what my spells do.
Yeah.
See, like, I don't have a problem killing goblins, but there's too many that are gonna shoot fucking arrows at me.
No,
Would
these
you happen to
ones
know
are
what these
charging.
spells do?
No, but we can find out.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, spells are really complicated. So
I have
as all the goblins rush in from their path,
mage hand.
you actually hear this bellowing, like eagle call come from one of the directions where one of the archers was, and you just feel this big gust of wind come in, and coming down right on top of the goblin is a mysterious bird figure.
It's Hawkman.
Well, I have to use Hawkman right now, all right? his miniature isn't built yet, so
No,
he's
I'm actually
Hand to do
Hawkman.
things.
That's
Okay.
just yeah. That's
Immediately up to 30 feet.
He's
Okay, that looks like a minor illusion.
I will get a map up here
That one is
eventually.
just
This is
gonna
just our
be-
dry
I was
run.
just like, wait,
You can make a small
we're missing some.
illusion.
It's
so-
Yeah, I know. It took a long time. I've been dying to get him in
I
here.
was like, man, he's just chilling.
Yeah, poor Luke has waited all this time.
I was just like, yeah, you were like, that's it. I was like, wait,
Your
we
voice or
skipped
whatever you
Luke's
want.
turn.
He has been
Okay.
introduced.
He has been
So-
introduced.
It could be something more smaller.
So
like
Luke,
5 foot.
because
Okay.
you swoop down,
So
Okay.
it's
I'm giving you
Yeah, and shock
2
and
surprise
grab.
rounds. The first because you're crushing the goblin you're landing on. Please roll an attack.
okay.
And this is probably just gonna be bludgeoning damage.
Shoot like with your hand.
That's it.
So little
What do you want?
damage.
Strength. You want me to add strength?
Yes,
Mon?
yes, please do. Strength.
17.
Roll for damage.
Okay.
All right. What do you want? 1d4.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Usually, that's my unarmed strike.
Yeah,
with,
yeah, give me a
as
1d4.
a Aarakocra.
Yeah,
4 plus strength 2, so 6.
yeah. Do that. You got a 6 on that one?
Oh wait, did
Well, it's
that's-
6.
oh,
Yeah,
wait,
6
Luke
damage.
appeared? I think I missed.
Did you
Luke's
really? You
appearance.
just missed his entire introduction.
Oh.
He came in and he's
So, you heard you heard a bird call, and he came down, and you guys you only see it's like these wings on the top of the trees where one of the archers are. So you see these beautiful wings come and
I
go
can
right
actually
down.
show you a picture of him.
Yes,
If you want.
hold it,
okay.
hold that white balance.
Oh,
He's actually Hawkman.
Yes.
He's a
And if his
literal
miniature
hawk.
wasn't in 30 pieces in front of me right now as I tried to super glue it before today's game, you would see this wonderful. How do you say the race's name though?
Aarakocra.
Aarakocra, which is basically an eagle of sorts, and it's got this long beak and all these beautiful feathers that go all the way down it, white, very large wings. It's got. You have armor on you, right?
Leather armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should describe it too. Continue.
Okay, so he's got all you can really see are his feathers at this point. His wings. His wings are huge. They're probably 3 times the size of his actual body. He stands about 5'4", but coming down in this entrance, he looks massive to you. You know, he's this big gust of just powerful feathers flying all over the place. His feathers are gray, and they bleed into a black, like a darker black at the tip, and they're speckled with black specks all over the place. His head, he has one orange streak going down, like kind of like a mohawk. The rest of his face is gray, like a light gray, and he has one white patch on each side of the cheek, and it goes down his neck. His armor, it's a light leather armor. It doesn't seem like it's the best of leather armor. It's really just something that he crafted himself. He's holding a spear and a shield as well. Yeah, that's it.
All right, and you said you did 6 damage to him.
6, yeah.
So as he comes down, because none of you know his name yet, comes down, the talons crush the goblin skull right into the ground and slams, knocking it prone and unconscious. It's like It's barely alive. The thing is completely bleeding out its nose, and it sort of gazes an eye up to see this majestic bird standing on top of him.
You are a majestic fucking.
So now you now can make another action on either the pack of goblins that are now running down the road.
Yeah, so
Instead of
I'm gonna
position-
run right up to the pack of goblins right next to him.
Yep.
Wait, what is it, like 3x3 goblins or something like that?
It's exactly 3 by 2 by 2.
Okay.
It's a lot of goblins.
Can I see it for a second?
Absolutely.
Is that possible?
Because a bunch retreated as well. So the ones that
Okay.
came in aid
Okay.
retreated to the left
Yeah,
side.
I want to stand on the side that I'm at.
Yep.
I want to stand in the middle.
Okay.
So,
So you
yeah.
want to move him
Is
forward?
this one the one that's unconscious now?
Yes. And knock him down. As they're both bleeding out next to each other.
Which one?
Well, you're attacking the middle one, you said?
In the middle, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. And I am going to cast Thunder Wave.
Jesus.
And that is a 15-foot cube in front of me.
Oh.
Yes.
Sick. So that's all.
Yes, that's all of them, including the archer.
Yep. So that's 2d8.
2d8?
Yep.
Wait, a 15-foot cube would be this.
Level 1,
Oh,
yeah.
15-foot cube. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
it's just these guys.
Okay.
It's
He's
3
level
squares by 3 squares in front of me.
Okay.
It's cast like off myself.
Okay.
That's the entire reinforcement.
Yes, that is it. The entire reinforcement. All right.
That is going to do 12 damage, but they have to make a Constitution saving throw for each one. Sorry, Reed.
I don't.
And that's a 20,
does it
right?
matter? 'Cause
Yeah, D20, and they have to beat my spellcasting modifier, which is, or it's my DC, which is 14.
14. So they got to roll higher than 14.
Yeah, on Constitution save.
I think Luke's character is OP.
It's one thing. He told me about this too.
I'm so excited.
It's like, oh, I get to use it right
They have no bonuses on this. This is on their constitution. They get no.
They're tiny little goblins.
Come on, goblin. Come on, goblin number 6.
Goblin number 6.
So,
Oh boy.
as this eagle zips out, let's say the British name. I want to get it right. Aarakocra. As an Aarakocra zips out of the brush after making its wonderful entrance, it comes down right next to him, and with its wings and one gust casts this beautiful spell. And Luke, how do you want to do this?
Well, is it all of them?
You're killing all of them.
Well, okay, so the spell itself does push them 10 feet as well.
Okay.
So out of my wings, you can see this packet of lightning start shooting off, and it's strange. It's something that, you know, this random eagle, a random Aarakocra comes out of nowhere, which most of you have probably never really seen an Aarakocra.
Ever.
Nope.
Yeah. You're like, what the hell is that? What the hell was that? And it's this huge sound coming from the wings as they flap down, and all the goblins go flying across the road.
Yes, and
So that's 12 thunder damage to all of them.
as all the goblins fly across the road, they were all like mid-momentum, like ready and screaming for the reinforcements. They all smash into the trees are shattering, and it's like almost a thunderclap. Like Jaqualdin just like, oh no, absolutely not. Bosno doesn't flinch. Everyone else kind of gives a little bit of a stuttered step, and they all just get disintegrated. Basically, they are all splattered against the walls of the trees and everything. It is a mess. So take all of them goblins off the board. They are Dunzoville.
Toasted.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that will end your turn, and it is now.
I didn't get to do enough. I wanted to do more.
Yeah, that's
There's
so.
still goblins left on the board. Come on.
Having 7 people is teaching me quite a lot about combat. Especially everyone who really got into this is like, I'm gonna optimize my character to murder everything.
Oh, I still have movement, right?
No, you moved up to attack them.
Yeah, how much?
How much did he move up?
It was like 10 feet.
10 feet. So how much more do you have?
40 feet of flying. So I fly 30 feet in the air.
Wait, you don't have to like expend an action to fly. Or
No, I just fly.
Yeah, so you can like move 10 feet, attack and kill
He
something.
got
and then
wings,
walk
all right?
away.
It's not nonsense. It's a rare species of bird.
That's cool.
So,
So he can just fly in the air. So
yeah, wait a minute. I have something
No
for
need for Bruce.
yeah, bro.
Could you
Excuse me?
underneath him and pop him up so he's flying?
Yeah, please just put him on a pedestal.
Quite literally. All right, so he is now flying 30 feet in the air, watching over everything. All of you are high alert because you were just attacked by goblins, though he seems friendly because he just killed a bunch of goblins. You've never seen magic like that, and you all, well, that's not true, but most of you have never seen magic that powerful, that close, and you all are not happy campers right now. So you're all on edge. It is Flama's turn.
Get the one with the.
Yeah, wowza.
You can see one archer right now, and you heard one running off into the brush, and you know there's two bleeding out.
Oh,
You killed
Hawkman.
his wings
Oh no.
Steady hands, steady hands. Is he missing a wing? No, that's brutal.
Zach, this
So
wasn't
shaky.
so hard.
Oh, Zach, please. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't even lay it on the side. Oh, we got it. All right.
Alright, so what is my thing? So this goblin, I think, was fleeing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so I heard that
You
was
can
me.
hear that easily, and you.
like, okay.
Okay, are you gonna chase after him?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to this one and attack it. So.
Okay. Roll for damage or roll to hit.
19.
Yeah, roll damage.
Okay. This is a D8. 12.
Holy God. I am bumping everything up. Well, then again, it's the first one. All right, it's the first one. It's only goblins. Everything's okay.
almost died.
You almost died, so I should feel good about that. All right.
You don't need to bump anything.
Because everyone's going to keep going for the big guy.
You're lucky none of you were next to the goblins when that happened.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. So, as you cut down this goblin, he doesn't even get his arrow up before, like, as he's coming up, you cut through the bow and his chest, and he kind of just goes sideways, and you basically just receive your sword, and you're like, another easy. Yep, just another one where it just comes down and just right back in it goes. Absolutely.
And then the goblin
no
just-
contest. And just
The half
slides.
just like slides off.
And the worst part of the goblin's eyes are still like, oh, is this happening? Until it's like, oh yeah, it happened. So he's gone. You can take him off the board. It is you attack movement, so you're done. It is Mosnell's turn. So you know exactly where all the goblins are because your tracking skills are. Mwah. So you can go after whoever you would like.
There's only one that's conscious.
Yes, that is true.
So I'm gonna go after him.
Okay,
Can you make it?
I don't know.
count.
I have 30.
1, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, yeah, 30.
got him.
You just make it.
Excellent. Alright, so I'm gonna go over here.
All right,
Murder
roll
him.
for attack. Which, at this rate, you're not gonna miss apparently.
Well, we'll find out. Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh yay.
I got a 5, then I get plus 6, so that's 11.
That does not hit.
Ooh.
So as Mosnell breaks into the brush and he's crashing through it all in hot pursuit, no need to be sneaky or anything because he is in the heat of combat. He comes through with his axe and he makes one big coming down on him, and the goblin right where he thought he was is just a little to the right of where his tracking skills took him, and he smashes down right next to it, and the goblin jumps to the side and he's just like, mercy! But in Goblin, it sounds like. and Olazol is just like, whoa, that didn't sound good. And that is gonna end your turn. So now it is Orhana's turn.
Stupid.
So where are you right now?
It's all
I'm
right
over
back
there.
All right. Well, there is what? A couple trees. I'm saying you can see him through the brush. Like the way that it's going through, you can clearly make out this massive barbarian bursting through the woods, and then this little goblin kind of
Yeah,
off.
especially after you
So
like,
you got
made noise.
yes, you have like a Velociraptor Jurassic Park one look right now through the tall grass. So you can feel free to attack with a bow.
Perfect. Ah, it's a 4.
Oh no!
I got
4 plus 6, that's 10.
Okay.
10. Oh, so the arrow.
Yeah.
As you pull back and you see the goblin and you shoot the arrow off, as it's going in, one of the like crossing in the thicket of the woods kind of pushes the arrow off just a tad bit, and it lands in the tree that the goblin's hiding right next to, looking up at Mosnell. And as the arrow almost hits Mosnell, he's just like, "Where are these coming from? I am better than this." Okay. It is now Jaqualin.
Okay.
Oh no, it's not. It's goblins. You're terrible. That's right. Your rolls are awful. The goblin, in a last-ditch effort to just like, oh my god, try and get away, he is completely cowering over the massive barbarian in front of him, and he's gonna run away because he just got cornered. Like he ran this way. Mazel ran this way into it. The goblin's now gonna run toward the cart, thinking getting away from everybody, and he's gonna run right in between that like red and yellow where none of us know area is. So he's on his way going by. And do you get an attack on him as he passes you or no?
Was he within 5 feet of me?
Oh, absolutely. He
Yeah,
basically is about to bump into you.
I would.
Okay, so I would like you to then go ahead and roll for an attack. Because this goblin's just basically run into what he doesn't know, a ghost. He doesn't know that's there.
We can all see this goblin, right?
Yeah, you're all seeing this goblin in the woods, like through the thicket, only little bits of it, and you see him basically almost, I forget the game, but throwing it up in the air and be like, as he's running. What is that from? Spyro? Halo? Oh yeah, exactly
the
like
grunts.
that. Grunts.
Yeah.
It's basically a grunt running through the forest, just crying its eyes out.
Just need to double check on that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna give me time to read stuff too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick.
He's gonna try to rid us
What's
off
going on?
with more goblins. At least we have Hawkman. That's pretty good following.
Hawkman.
Shout out to
Hawkman.
Reed, what's the initial order for everybody so I can write it down?
The initial.
I mean,
It's Flamma, Mosno, Orhana,
Okay.
Goblins, you,
Yep.
Jaqualden, Ulzal, Ulazol, and
Okay.
Eri.
It's very nice that everybody has different letters for the first letter of their name.
Oh, that worked out right. Fantastic. I gotta turn the air conditioner on, by the way. After
It's
this.
hot now.
It is really
Yeah,
damn
it's
hot
pretty
down
hot.
here.
So, quick question, Luke.
Yeah.
So, I have 2-weapon fighting with mine. That does not apply in attack of opportunity, correct? I believe that's just
What is 2-weapon fighting?
It's a
That's-
bonus. It's a bonus action in combat where if I'm dual wielding weapons, I can use my second weapon.
As a bonus action? No, you can't.
Yeah,
You'd
that's what I
only
figured.
that would just be one. It's like as you use the attack action, you can use a bonus action, but since
so-
it's not your turn, you don't have the bonus.
I roll a 14 to hit.
A 14 hit, that doesn't hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It almost hits. It's really, really close. I'm gonna turn the air conditioner on in a
That's a
moment.
bummer. I was hoping to see a goblin just die and everyone be like, "What the fuck?"
That's
I mean, keep in mind that's my attack of opportunity. My
Yeah.
turn comes up next.
yeah. Does it? No, you're last. You're coming, but I don't.
Soon.
Yeah.
Eventually.
All right. So he passes
maybe
by
you
you.
kill it.
Just as the golem passes by, you come down with like a knife, and as you're just about to get a nice cutthroat in, right? He trips over a freaking vine, and keeps going though. Just kind of stutter steps and just goes out of your reach.
But that also means I lose my stealth on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he sees you now.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I exist in his realm. I believe.
okay, everyone else still can't see you. But as you take that knife swipe at him, and he dodges, and he feels like the wind of the knife, he sees another person, and he just goes. And I like how there's turkeys. And you hear, they're everywhere! he continues running through the thicket. Like, push him as far as he can go toward the cart.
How far can you go?
30 feet. So I don't know.
From
how
where
far
he was?
He's
Yeah.
already taken like 15, 20.
So he'll probably be like around.
Perfect.
Here.
He's just running away. All right.
Is that in the open or is that in the woods? I can't tell.
That's
It looks
woods.
Yes, he's still in the woods through the thicket, but you can hear him just making a mess as he goes about things. It is now qualities.
Oh, I'm going to chase after him.
Awesome.
Okay. And
That was
then
easy.
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use shocking grasp. Apparently, it's a spell.
Okay.
It's just like
Do spells have to roll to hit? Is it like a cat?
Yeah.
Cantrip?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
so, and my hit gets +4. So here we
Okay.
go. Come on, that's 5 + 4 is 9.
What was it called again?
Shocking grasp.
Shocking grasp. So as you rush through the thicket, ever so gracefully,
So it's a touch based
Okay.
spell.
So his coat's flapping in the wind, and he's coming through the thicket, and as you see a little glow start sparking in the fingertips of his hands, it's starting to get a little bright, and as he's about to just do a nice big old face palm onto the back of the goblin, he stumbles a little bit over his own coat, and misses, going deeper into the brush a little bit. Like, oh, nah. But almost no one saw that besides Ari and Hana, who are both very amused. Thoroughly love to see that. Really made their days. That will end your turn. It is now Ulazol's turn. Okay.
Cast Sacred Flame.
Oh boy.
I think Sacred Flame is a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it's a
So then-
Dex 13.
yeah.
Dex 13. Something tells me he's not gonna make this.
Something tells me.
Oh wait, maybe not.
Goblin, go! The one goblin.
Like, this goblin's making like a miraculous run.
Oh no!
He's
No,
dodging
no, he doesn't dodge that. So roll for damage. 4. So as this goblin is going through the thicket, just narrowly dodging a knife, just electric palm nearly misses him. As he's starting to see like a little bit of clearing ahead, just a burst of fire, a fireball comes right and just smacks him right in the side of the head. It sort of throws him off balance as he still is able to stay kilter, but he takes some damage and like half his face is melted off now. But he's still alive, sadly. His little goblin just like, I want to die as he's running into the thicket.
He picked a fight with the wrong people.
It is now Ares' turn.
Finally!
Hey!
I am going to
I'll teach you to roll low.
run over, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Nice. Yes. Yep.
Still 5.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna attack him.
You bet you are. Don't mess it up.
So I get 2 weapon attack. So I get one attack with my rapier, and then also with my dagger.
Okay.
I don't have my stealth though, so
What's that?
I get a 4 + 5, so 9,
Does not hit.
and then also a natural 20.
Yo, let's go!
How do you want to do this?
So I try to take an attack with my rapier, and I just barely miss the side of his head. But then I take another swing, and I just straight through his spine and like lift him up in the air with my little tiny dagger, and then slam him back down.
The goblin doesn't move on him. Completely gone, and the combat is over at this point. Both those goblins are unconscious, but you have all survived the fight. Yay! So I think we're gonna take a break right here as we survive the first encounter. We're all gonna turn the air conditioner on, get some drinks and everything,
Yes,
and
I was saying I wanna get some
investigate the area and figure out what's going on after your
Don't forget
first
The pouch!
conquest.
Don't forget about the pouch!
I have it written down, boys. Don't worry.
Very good. Very
Pouch.
good. All right,
I'm just
everybody take a
gonna perch on a tree when I see the last goblin get killed.
All right. Well, you're close, by the way, too, to the 2 goblins that are down. So
Oh, okay.
you can.
I might have gone down to them then.
Okay. All right.
We will address that
But,
when we come
yeah,
back. So
yeah.
everybody take a short
Yeah.
break.
So with my natural 20, so that's just 2 damage.
Hey you, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I'm glad you've been liking it. The reason I'm coming in here is the music was way too loud, and some of it had lyrics unbeknownst to me. So that won't be happening again, but I do appreciate your patience as I learn the growing pains of recording any of these game modes. So without further ado, the intermission is over. Please enjoy the next half of our campaign. We return to you survived your first encounter, and I would like everyone to level up.
Is there health?
Oh snap! We
No, it doesn't. It does not restore.
Oh, we're leveling up already. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I stole all that XP. So.
Wow.
There is no XP, so don't worry about it. This is all
So we start at 1, right? So we're-
Yes, so now you're at level 2. This is all what's it called? Leveling. Monument? Legacy, moment.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, milestone, thank you. I knew it.
Milestone, yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Sick.
We're level 2.
You are level
Excellent.
2.
Sorry, Jack Weldon.
Thank
Your
you.
health does not heal. You're all still damaged if you took any, which it seems like only Mosnell really did.
I'm level 2.
Say that's all going okay. I'm there. All right. So here we are. You guys can do what you may right now. Right now, to set the stage and recap a little bit, is you had this crazy bird creature come down and gust and destroy those reinforcements you saw coming in just one full stroke. You had your team members cutting down after investigating these horses that were butchered in the middle of the road. And you saw quite a performance put on by just about everyone in your group, showcasing some skills and gaining insight into what everyone is like. But we've only scratched the surface, it would seem. Now, with the last goblin defeated and a couple more unconscious in the brush, you guys have an opportunity to explore, set up camp, or figure out what you want to do.
Okay. Is this
Now, yeah, free to do whatever you
Okay,
guys want.
yeah.
Yeah.
I am gonna search this goblin, see if they have anything useful.
Okay.
awesome?
13.
13. You search the goblin and you find like little goblin teeth on him, like kind of he has like a collection in one pouch. As you kind of try finding through, he doesn't really have many pockets on this one. He seemed to be one of the poor goblins from what you could make out, and his bow looks like a real hunk of crap.
Okay.
As he's bleeding out, dead on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna hand Orhana the reins,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna walk over to Birdman, and I'm gonna talk to him.
I'm currently on top of a tree.
I'm gonna look up into the tree and shout, "Thank you for handling those goblins."
I say nothing.
All right, then I'm gonna walk over to the 2 unconscious goblins, and I'm going to take a swing with my mace and crush their skulls because I hate goblins.
Hates goblins.
Roll for attack.
Just
I'm gonna keep a note of that.
You should have advantage. if they're on-
is
on the
crazy.
ground, right?
Yeah, you have advantage on this.
so I got 19 on one.
No, it's just for both. I don't want you.
Okay, so 19.
Okay, and then roll damage.
And then 6.
6 is a normal one.
It's a what die?
And
So
it's
that's
fair, yeah.
3 damage.
So, after walking off the carts, giving the reins, Orhana happily steps up, backs, puts the hood back up. She's back in position. You walk through the brush and you see the 2 goblins like bleeding out, and it's actually nothing. You really can't even hear what they're talking about. You thank the weird bird thing in a tree, and it doesn't even acknowledge your existence. You then take your mace, looking down at these pitiful-looking creatures, green skin and all kinds of sharp teeth going everywhere. It's truly disgusting to see what these things are to you, and you, without hesitation, take your mace and smash one, splat, its skull goes just completely indented and goes still. And the other one sees as you raise for another thing, and it tries to tell you to stop, but your mace comes down and crushes it the same, and both the goblins are gone.
No mercy.
I hate goblins. And I'm gonna search their corpse.
Okay. Roll investigation check.
Alright, pull up my skills. That's 11 plus 1, so I got a 12.
A 12. As you search the goblins, especially where they are right now, you see that they really were like scout goblins at best. They were supposed to be looking over the situation and what was going on, and they weren't prepared for this assault whatsoever. And as you see, there's a trail you can make out leading that's deeper into the woods that's heavily worn. You can tell that there's been lots of little goblins going back and forth onto this trail.
Nothing.
I mean, that's what you get from that. They don't have anything of interest on them, but you see where they came from.
Can I take their arrows? How many do they have?
They have 2 or 3 makeshift arrows, but they're so small for the goblin that you couldn't knock them properly.
Alright, I'll walk back to the cart and can I take a short rest?
Yeah, you can do that while everybody else does their stuff. How long is your short rest?
I don't actually know. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Question.
Actually, it's up to me. I'm pretty sure how long a short rest is.
When stuff started happening, like before the combat happened,
Yeah.
you mentioned something very briefly. Did
Yeah.
I notice that from where I was initially?
What was that in particular? You can say what it was.
When the satchel.
Oh, when that got shot up in the air? No, your character didn't see it because
Okay.
you were in the back meditating.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So there's no way you could have seen it.
So I'm
You two,
I saw it and
absolutely.
you saw it. Yeah.
So I guess I'm just gonna make my way over to the horses and do some investigation.
All right. Before you do that, though, I'm gonna let them have
Okay,
a chance
yeah.
to look around
Yep.
too, because they're closer to that. So as you're wandering over and you see Wilzal walking back, just kind of like not happy, wiping off his mace a little bit because he hates goblin blood on his mace.
Is there anybody in the cart right now?
Yes. Orhana is sitting in the cart right now.
In the cart?
Yep, just with the reins, hood up, just.
Okay. I'm gonna fly down, like, into the cart, like, inside and just look through all the crates and stuff.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
No.
Terrible.
That is very high. 20. 19 plus 1.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh. He's using a random randomizer that has numbers between 15 and 20. Clearly. He's cheating the system. We'll never know. Let's play.
I have to find this because you rolled so goddamn high.
So like your dexterity is 14, and the modifier is the thing you apply to like dexterity things.
I wish my intelligence wasn't so low.
Do you guys all know how to level up?
Yeah,
Have you guys all done that?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you should explain that to them while I try and find this.
So the first thing you're gonna do when you level up, you have to roll for hit points. So whatever your die is for your class, fighters are a D10, a wizard is a D6, a rogue is a D8, barbarian's a D12. What are you two?
I'm a gnome.
What's your class?
You're a fighter.
Oh, fighting. Just kidding.
Fighter's a D10.
Are we doing fixed level ups or are we rolling for hit?
No, it doesn't matter to me.
Just fixed.
Either
Yeah.
way. Oh, okay. That's fine.
So what does this do?
It's your max hit points increases.
There we go.
Hit points is 15. Right.
Top right.
Oh, those, right. Oh, man. My health is.
Yeah, so,
Wait, so I just add whatever.
yeah,
We
so
roll?
You roll your hit die and then add that to your max, right?
Yeah, plus your constitution modifier.
Oh, I got an 8.
That's good.
So 8 plus your constitution is 3, so you get 11.
Thank
Yeah, plus 3.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I got
26. Yeah. Barbarians get a lot of health.
Nice. I'm at 14.
I got a 6 plus 2, which is 8.
I'm up to
Now I'm at
16.
20.
I'm at 14.
20 max.
Okay.
I'm at 15. So
And then, yeah. Do you have a player's guide?
I do.
We should pass it around because you're probably gonna gain like abilities at second.
yeah, there's some
I have
abilities.
action surge
now.
D&D Beyond is super useful.
Yes, that's
Tells you all these
Yeah, I was
things.
gonna say it's just telling me everything right now. So.
So like, everybody like, go look through all
yeah,
the
because I know
abilities.
you get something at second. You get like 2 abilities at second level.
You can
I get
go
my channel divinity
to.
and stuff.
Reckless attack and danger sense. You get.
Yes,
So much going on.
So write that down. You get reckless attack and danger
and
sense.
that those go.
Ooh, reckless attack. Yes. Love that.
2?
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Oh jeez.
And I'll show you what to do for hit points.
No, so that little
It'll be 1d6 plus your constitution.
Oh Jesus.
So you roll a d6.
Yep. Sorry,
You got a 6.
Yep.
Okay, so you got that.
Yep.
So you just
Yeah, that is more for like
it, you know,
abilities.
when you go in here.
And then it'll tell you
It was reckless attack
about
Danger
these
sense.
kinds of
and
things.
danger sense.
You don't get abilities where increases
RECK or less.
HP.
You all you guys know what you get?
Yeah.
D&D
Yeah,
Beyond?
yeah, I have action surge now.
That's fantastic.
Danger
Yeah,
sense.
it is.
Well, you're all gonna tell me what your stuff is, because I have no idea.
I can just
Well,
as it goes.
okay, so action surge basically just gives me another action
Wonderful.
in combat. So,
Once for a short rest, right?
Yep.
yeah, for a
Yep.
short
So
rest.
reckless attack.
So basically, after a short rest, I'll have
When you make
action,
the first attack
action
on your
surge,
turn,
and then a bonus action.
you can decide to do
which
it recklessly.
is pretty
You can
rad.
save it for any
It
time.
gives you
Yeah, exactly,
advantage on your attack.
And you have it now.
It's
Yes.
basically
You don't have to
get
take a short rest
chance
before you
to
get it
yeah,
once you
I
level
figured
up.
once I
what
got
you
it.
use on defense.
It's a freaking Birdman in our cart.
So
Yeah.
you get
Well,
advantage
we're gonna
on
interact with that,
first
but everyone has to level up
attack
right
of the
now.
Turn. using
Yeah.
So
strength.
actually, Luke, since it's
Yeah.
just
Any
you,
attack
I
rolls
can
against
tell
you
you what you
have
figured
advantage
out.
Right.
until the next turn.
When you came into the wagon,
And then danger
it's
sense.
full of assorted mining supplies and food. This includes dozen sack of flour, several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of strong ale, shovels, picks, and crowbars.
so you've
about
got
a dozen each.
a better awareness
5
when
lanterns
things
with a
aren't
small barrel of
nearby
oil,
aren't as
about
they
50
should.
flasks in
So
volume.
you get an
The
advantage
total
on
value of the
dexterity
cargo,
saving throws
you're saying,
against
is somewhere
effects that
between
you can
like
see.
80 to 100 gold, maybe. And when you're,
So like
and
trap
that's the
spells,
entire
things like
contents
that.
of it all.
You get
And
dexterity, you get
you do see
advantage on
some eagle
dexterity saving
or
throws
falcon
against
droppings inside the cart as well.
So it's
Hawk?
basically
Okay.
if you
Hawk,
weren't
Hawk,
blinded,
thank you.
deafened,
Hawk
or
droppings.
incapacitated.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in anything.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
gonna
you
go
know
back
how
to my
advantage
perch.
Okay, so you fly off and
Yes.
land back on your perch.
And then same with disadvantages, roll twice to lower.
I learned.
That a boy.
There you
What
go.
happened?
Nothing, nothing that you wouldn't know.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You guys are out there.
We're just chilling.
So you two are still out there.
Yeah,
Everyone just leveled up. Very good.
yeah. I'm making sure this is
So,
Yeah. He's doing a short rest, so you guys have like 4 or 5 hours. You're chilling around this place.
So-
4 or 5 hours.
That's how long a short rest is.
Yeah.
You want to go past the
A
horses?
long
You know,
rest
see,
is
see
a whole
what's
night, so
what's
that's like 9 or
beyond?
10 hours.
not yet.
Not yet?
typically-
Not just yet?
I think it's like 8 hours of sleep essentially is
Yeah.
a long rest.
Okay,
Okay.
so half that would be a
I'm
short.
definitely gonna make my
I'm
way back to the
actually-
path.
Going to investigate the horses.
Okay, so roll an investigation check.
Okay.
So that's gonna be one of your
So
skills.
roll a d20 plus your.
D20. Oh, I don't have good investigation.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Oh wait, so a short rest is just a period of downtime at least 1 hour.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
So all you're doing is like eating, drinking, reading.
All right, you have an
and-
hour then. At least an hour just chilling at this post while everyone's looking around investigating stuff.
And so there, it actually is
What's perception used for?
and there's a specific
Traps.
instruction for like recovering HP during a short rest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How much?
It's so
It's your hit dice.
you
Right?
may spend 1 or more hit dice
Yep.
at the end of a short rest up to the character's maximum number, which is equal to the character's level. For each hit
Yep.
dice spent in this way, you roll and then add your Constitution modifier, and you regain hit points equal to the total.
So the hit dice are. It's just like when you level up.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same die.
Yeah.
Okay. What die is
I'm
that?
sorry, I missed.
Yeah, is that
Well,
like a 6 side?
It's dependent on every single class.
Yeah, your hit
So
dice
barbarian, I think
depend
you're the only one. Mazal is the only one low, right?
On health,
hit
yes.
Maznal, you. I think he's the only one that lost hit points.
I lost
Is
hit
that
points.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay,
So let's see. You're
Flamma, you have a D10 plus your
Yeah.
Constitution.
If they
and-
choose to do a short rest while Zach's
yeah, right.
Oh, it's written down here.
Is
I'm an
already
idiot.
doing it. He's already doing his short rest right now. So everybody else is still out doing stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
And since we're level 2, you have 2 hit die.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that just yet, though.
Yeah.
I'm going
It's up
to.
to.
You don't
Up
have to
to
use it.
What?
What does that do?
Right.
This is just to regain health.
Yeah. No, I am gonna do it, but not yet.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go see if I can investigate that pouch that I noticed before
Absolutely.
the fighting began.
Sure. Go ahead and roll for investigation.
3 spells. Nice.
What is this? Can't tell what I just rolled. Oh, 3.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, it's 4 minus 1.
Oh. You see your hands.
You come up to the pouch, and it's hard to make heads or tails. You don't even know if the thing opens up or not. You're just
Looking at it.
kind of looking at it in your
It's like,
hands.
it's a pouch.
Yeah.
Just, it's just a pouch.
Yeah, exactly. There's
I got pretty good investigation, so can I go help him out? You know,
absolutely.
I'll just walk over and be like, "Hey, what's going on in this neck of the woods?
I got this pouch.
You got a pouch?
Yeah, that's all. It's just a pouch.
Dude, let me roll for that."
What are you talking about rolling?
I got 10 plus 4, so 14.
Okay. So you immediately recognize that pouch because as you jumped up onto the cart earlier on, you know that's Sildar's pouch. It has the same crest on it as the that was hanging off and that was on like his little piecemeal armor. You're certain that you've seen this before, and you're very curious if there's gold in there.
Let's take a look. Let's open it up.
All right.
What's inside?
Are we opening this together? Or is it like...
However you guys want to do it.
I
This
don't
is your
trust
story.
you.
You don't trust me?
Let's open this pouch
I
together.
recognize this pouch. And, okay. that's
Well,
fine.
actually, I told you recognized it, so he doesn't know anything
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Remember,
Oh.
that all just happened in your head, so you have to choose whether or not to share that information. He still doesn't know if it opens.
Yeah,
up.
I'm just like, yeah. I'm just like, this is a pouch.
Yes.
I'll help out my half-elf brother over here. I'll be
Oh,
like,
thanks,
"Yo,
man.
Let's
Yeah, man.
open this
Here,
up.
have a pouch.
Take a look inside.
You're almost like dumbfounded how he just immediately opens it up. You're like, how is that possible? I'm not this idiot.
How did you? How does this? What do you?
You know, it's kind of like a button. You know, you got to unbutton it, and then it kind of flips open.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna look inside, Reed, and what do I find?
Inside, you find 10 gold coin, which is sitting there all by its lonesome. And you do find a little scribbled note on the inside.
Well, can I read?
Why'd you open it up and find out?
Let's take a look. I look at the note.
You open
I'm gonna
up
leave
the
the
note,
gold in there for now, though.
and it seems like gibberish. You should
I know.
do a intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
Yeah.
Okay. What is my intelligence?
So your intelligence.
Oh,
here, so you
okay.
get +2 to this roll.
+2. So 7 plus 2 is 9.
9. It's gibberish. No idea what this is.
That looks like gibberish. Looks closely. That's gibberish.
My assumptions were correct. It is gibberish.
Definitely gibberish.
So you can choose to do whatever you want with the gold in the pouch.
He just took the note out in front of me.
Yes, you have not seen the gold.
Yeah, that's
inside.
what I'm asking.
I'm gonna show Justin the note of gibberish. Be like, this is gibberish.
You can make an intelligence check on that.
I will.
Do you have
With my-
decent intelligence, or you?
No, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Can you make heads or tails of this?
19 minus 1 is 18.
You look at this and you're like, I recognize this.
Wait,
this
I
is.
can tell you which languages I speak if that's helpful.
It's not language.
Okay.
So, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you.
You recognize this and you're like, this is a code. This is a cipher. We used to use a similar cipher back when I was younger. Where I knew things.
Yes.
You're familiar with the cipher, but the key, the way it worked, and it doesn't come to your head right now. But it's definitely a
I
code
know that's
message.
good. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely something worth hanging on to for later. I'll keep it in my possession.
Okay.
Was
You
there-
can take
was-
the note. I'll take the pouch.
All right, cool. Was there anything else in the pouch, or just the pouch?
There was
Just a
there,
note.
there was 5 gold in the pouch. You want this gold? You found the pouch.
You can make an insight check to see if he's lying. By the way, anybody can do that anytime they want. But you should say, I want to see if they're lying, but most people just go insight check because it's funnier. So. Your choice.
Insight check.
Okay.
Insight check me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insight, roll. And you got to roll one too, I'm pretty sure.
I got a 3 again.
Oh,
Wait.
roll 20
Well,
sided
he should
die.
probably do a deception.
Deception, yes. Okay.
So
Oh, you're right, actually.
Is
You
it
should
like-
do a deception check. Yeah.
So it's rolling the 20 and then adding your deception.
okay. So
How-
so does mine have to be higher than his? Is that how
Yes.
that works?
I'm
or-
pretty
okay.
sure that's how it works.
And mine's +3, so whatever I get.
You got a 15 plus 3.
A 15 plus 3.
So you got an 18.
Deceived me.
So yeah, there's 5 gold in here, Justin. I mean, we could split it if you want. That seems fair, right?
You 100% believe him. All right, yeah, cool.
Yeah, man, sure.
Dude, I'll give you 3 of these gold.
All right, sick.
You are overcome with the generosity.
What a nice guy.
Extra coin.
Please tell the rest of our group.
Just, you know,
You
couldn't be better.
and not recognizing the pouch too. It's random. It seems like a complete act of charity.
It's just a burlap
Can I
sack,
see
you
them
know?
talking and approach them?
Absolutely. As they're talking, and you see the exchange of gold happen inside their hands just as it's going in their pockets, and Golden quickly.
I know exactly what he just did.
Maybe. We'll see how the dice say. He puts it, stuffs it kind of down his pants, right?
I'm curious to make that
and his
roll.
hawk at the same time. Falcon.
I rolled a natural 1 for insight. So I have no idea that.
As he's stuffing it down in his pants and you're looking, his hawk flips right on his shoulder and you're just like, where'd that come from? And without a trace, easily puts it under his undergroin where more coin is kept. So you see nothing.
I've approached this group. Did you
Yeah.
guys find anything?
We found this note with gibberish, but
Yeah, we found this weird cipher thing. I'm not exactly sure what it means, but it definitely looks familiar. Might
Can
be
I take a
important.
look at it?
Certainly.
All right. Take the note. 2 plus 1.
It is gibberish.
Gibberish.
just
Completely.
gibberish.
I don't even know what you're talking about. A cipher. All
right.
What is
I mean, it looks
that?
familiar to me.
Maybe we should bring it back to the group. Maybe someone else can decipher this.
Well, I'm
Are you done?
busy investigating the horses.
Okay. Did you make a roll for investigation yet? We'll do it, punk.
2.
What's your modifier?
It's just dead horses.
Letting the fighters investigate.
Some dead horses.
So, man, we're missing. No, you are a rogue. No, yeah, aren't rogues
I'm the
really good
rogue.
at this? Aren't they good at
just
investigating
rolled-
stuff, or is it somebody
trash.
else?
You just had
Rangers.
bad rolls.
Who's your
No.
ranger? Typically a rogue, right?
There are 4 fighters, a cleric, a rogue, and
Whatever that is.
So it goes off my intelligence, which I didn't roll great for anything other than my dexterity.
Okay.
But also I don't have proficiency in it, so
Gotcha. All right, no
That's why
worries.
it's down.
So as you're looking at the horses, what you were starting to pick up on something very, very fascinating, but then like this weird toad started oozing out like one of the gashes of the horses, and it was like kind of keeping warm in there. And you're just fascinated by this disgusting process. You're just like, that is so gross. And you're like peeling it open, and you're trying to look and make more of it because your hunting instincts are trying to figure out now like how did these killed? Were they cut in some way? Did the goblins get it? Did they just like faint and die? But that wouldn't explain the slashes. So I don't know. So you're way enthralled by the horses.
Is anyone
and the gore.
paying attention to me right now?
I doubt it.
No,
Like,
we're not.
No one else
Okay.
is except Ulazal tried and he gave up instantly. Like he
Right.
was like, whatever, bird thing.
So I'm gonna use Wild Shape, which is level 2, and turn into a squirrel. and run down the tree.
Okay.
And just run up to whoever's closest to me and just listen, see what they're doing.
Okay.
Oh god.
So that's the group of nonsense. So you, as you came in there, you keep hearing them talking about and shoving a piece of paper back and forth.
Wait, wasn't he in the cart?
What? No, he came
I
back.
just went back up.
No, that was a while ago.
Okay.
So they're going back and forth about utter nonsense at first to you, but then
Yes, that's
the
Aren't you with us now? Yeah.
the tall one with the katana and what was your colored robes again? Like, what did you have on?
Me?
Yeah, your outfit.
Oh, I just have like leather armor on.
Leather armor, okay. So he has like short sleeves though?
Yeah.
So he has short sleeves, leather armor going all down, and he sort of makes sense about a potential cipher, which kind of perks your interest of seeing if you can make out whatever the heck that cipher means, because you've been around and you might be able to make heads or tails of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up, right
Wait, you're
right
still a
up
squirrel,
him,
right?
onto his shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a squirrel. Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
He just hung you on the character.
You're on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, that is wonderful. So
Can I see the cipher from there?
you absolutely can. You're actually amazed that there was next to no reaction from this individual, but you get a sense of how in touch he is with this sort of no wasted movement and stillness of body. So a squirrel to him is like, it's nature. Well, I've seen worse. So you look at the cipher and go ahead and make a intelligence check.
That's a 4.
Oh my god!
We'll never know.
Absolute shivering. I mean, those aren't even letters. That looks like someone just.
Give me a break. I got little squirrel eyes. I can't see it.
Beautiful. All right.
So we found this letter.
Yeah.
Was there anything special about the pouch?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm a
It
dumbass.
belonged
I can't even
to,
open the pouch.
What's his face?
Sildar.
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 Oh, did
Sildar's
you
pouch.
did you tell me that? Did you tell us that?
He did not tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh,
He-
I meant
he
to tell you that.
deceived me. Did you?
I meant to tell you that part, yeah. I thought I told you it was Sildar.
Jesus.
When I was opening it, unbuttoning it.
Okay.
So we've got 2 dead horses and a pouch belonging to Sildar. Where did they go?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yeah.
So
Bodies aren't there.
I'm gonna search the area to see if there's any signs of struggle or movement.
Okay.
Maybe Ryan should do that.
Well, someone had to roll a 2.
Has it been an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up from my short rest and walk over to the group.
So I got a 7 on my investigation. Listen, I didn't take an expertise in my investigation.
Alright.
I might have to I'll invest.
Or-
Alright, I'm
After this.
tired. I'm gonna go take a short rest. This pouch nonsense is freaking me out. I'm gonna go to the caravan thing.
So,
just take a short rest.
As Ari starts looking around the area, trying to make sense of what happened, clearly a struggle. Flama's pretty done with this, especially a little peeved that what Qualden didn't tell him about the Sildar thing. And he totally knew.
I 100% told you.
yeah, whatever, dude.
He's just mad he didn't know how
But
to work
he's
a
so
button.
charismatic that you're just like, you really get this. There's a little question of like, maybe he did forget because he's just so thinking about himself all the time that he probably didn't share the information because he shared it with himself and that's all that mattered. So as you pass,
As Flama is walking back, can I see the paper in his hand? Can I stop him and ask, what is that paper in your hand?
Is this one?
yeah, you really wouldn't be able to make it out. You wouldn't have even known he'd had the paper
Can I
at this
talk to
point,
him?
but you can absolutely talk to him.
What's that paper in your hand?
It's just something we found in Siladar's pouch. I think it might be a cipher of some sort, but I can't make out exactly what it's referring to.
Alright, well, do you mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah, go ahead, man. I have no idea.
Alright, so I'm gonna take it, and can I make heads or tails of it?
Roll the dice.
And add intelligence.
12.
You guys are the worst. You're familiar with this. You
have seen this before. Your mind is going blank. You're almost certain you could figure this out if you weren't so weary from just waking up.
All right, I'm gonna put this in my pouch and study this tonight.
You okay with that?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Can I investigate past the dead horses? You know.
You can, as Eri is just kind of going in circles at this point. You're like, well, the dirt was moved, but that damn bird just kind of messed everything up. There's just a dust everywhere, fallen trees. It's like, this is not what I'm best at.
Just take a look at
Where did Flamma go?
I'm with the horses now. I'm in the.
Oh, you're still on his shoulder.
Yeah, you're still on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm taking a short rest in the wagon or whatever.
Does that get your help?
I'll join him in a short rest.
Why not? I mean,
I'm just sitting there with my arms crossed as a squirrel.
yeah, just kind of nestles on next to you.
I didn't even question this.
Just to explain,
Now,
it's a short rest.
it only lasts 1 hour, so after this short rest is over,
You're just gonna be a Birdman on his shoulder. Fantastic.
So,
be-
just
that'll be
to
interesting.
explain something, so with
Yes.
each, you can take a short rest to recover health by using. You have like a max number of hit die, and you're expending those to regain health. So you only
Right.
have that many per long rest.
Yeah.
Then when you have a long
Right.
rest, you regain your full health points and your hit die back.
Do I get spell slots back from short rest?
I
probably
don't-
not,
No.
unless it specifically states it.
I'm almost certain that's a no.
Okay.
Because if you burn I think cantrips you can always use, right?
Yeah.
But spell
Right.
slots you need a long rest.
There's certain abilities that you regain on short rest, like Wild Shape. I just regained Wild Shape back.
Yeah, and I'm getting.
But spell slots themselves, no.
Cool. Thank you.
And I'm getting my bonus action. All the actions.
Yeah, you get what is that called? Second wind.
Yeah.
So you only have 2 right now. Everybody only has 2 hit die
Only gets 2.
because you're all level 2 right now. And then if you take a long rest, you get them back.
You're rolling as many hit die as you want, plus your Constitution modifier for that roll.
To get your
To get
Gain
health
health.
back.
Okay. And what is it? A D10 for me, I think.
And that's per hit die, so it's like one
sure
roll.
it is.
and-
Does it say
Yeah,
that right on there?
D10 for a fighter. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I got 2 plus 2, which is 4, so I'm at full health.
Fantastic.
Great.
Yay! And there was much rejoicing.
So you just did that whole like sweeping look of everything.
I tried. I
Yeah, he
tried
couldn't
to
do anything
investigate,
else.
but I really wasn't getting much.
I'm gonna
out
go
of it.
past the horses if you want to come
Yeah.
with me.
If you want to come with them,
Can I
you
join?
can. All of you can, and you could actually.
Can we combine our investigation
Yes, you
powers?
can give him advantage if you all combine.
Because I get +4 investigation. So, he's joined my party. Let's go.
I'm coming too.
Oh, awesome!
I need to do something.
Let's go. Let's get up here.
So
Is this my party? Just us 3.
seeing Orhana,
Ooh.
she kind of chases after Uzal a little bit because she's kind of getting
Just me
bored.
sleeping
And
in the
she kind of got creeped out by the squirrel on his shoulder, and no one's saying anything. And she wants to see if the crew is right of mind or sound of mind right now. So she hops on over and makes quick work with her little legs with everyone in the group to catch up to Jaqualden, who's once again, it seems as now that it's starting to get towards night, but it was really heat in the battle and all the. Because it's never winter, it was probably getting
Bless
into
you.
the 85, 90 degrees during the battle and starting to cool down, and his buttons just keep getting open. They just keep going down and down on this jacket. and the weird part is he has a white like t-shirt that's kind of ripped and torn, and that just keeps going longer and longer. There's no buttons with that, but it just keeps sagging. So just like what? But
A deeper and deeper
Yes.
every minute.
yeah, so he is now
Actually,
with his wonderful falcon on his shoulder. He's going to take a look around with advantage.
Let's go. Okay, let's roll. So I got 19 plus 4 is 23.
Okay,
Let's take a look around.
take another.
Well, you
roll
roll-
again.
you
You get
roll
another
again
chance to
with
take the higher. So
advantage.
you're looking for a 20 now.
6.
Okay, so you still got a
Yeah.
24. Was your first
Yes.
one? As you look around with everybody
Wait,
helping you
what's
out,
your investigation plus 4, so 23.
23.
Because it was 19 plus 4.
So, by the like, this DC was so low, it's unbelievable. None of it counted. Just whatever. as you're looking around, Masno kind of like starts pointing at some stuff, and both Orhana and Ulzal's kind of are moving stuff in a way that line up perfectly in your mind, where the whole situation plays out to you. The horses definitely were, their throats were cut, they were pulled over here, and this, you get the sense, is a goblin ambush. This is something they've been looting and doing for quite a while, and this seems to be an act that the stones are worn. You could see where the setup was, you can see where they dragged bodies and all that, and you clearly see a path where 2 bodies were dragged away. And you see where that leads into the woods, where Ulazol, say it again.
Ulazol.
Oh, okay, I got it right. Ulazol came back earlier where he crushed the 2 goblin heads. You can see a path almost like over the bushes too, leading deeper into the woods. You're certain this is where all the goblins were coming from, and potentially where their hideout might be.
I'm certain where the goblins are coming from. I think we should investigate.
Wait, so you knew that the pouch belonged to Sidar, and you didn't tell us?
I told Flama, and he seemed to forget.
All right. Well, we know now, so we should probably investigate that.
Okay,
All right.
let's investigate.
So as you guys go closer to the path into the woods, the 4 of you can see a big clearing, and you know for certain that this is leading to, you can see where all the bodies have been dragged, and you see little bits and pieces of Sidar's armor just all laid out across this path, and it is clear he's been dragged from these horses deeper and deeper into the woods.
What kind of armor is it?
It's shitty. It's silver and it's lost its sheen. It was once glorious armor. This is something. Make an insight or intelligence check.
Intelligence? That's not good. That's 9.
9.
Yeah.
No one is intelligent.
Apparently not. In your travels, you recognize this armor, and you're certain it's somewhere from the south.
Okay.
Just as an aside, I see this group go off into the thicket of the woods, and I'm like, okay, because the cart is now unattended.
I'm sleeping.
Well,
I'm literally
yes.
sleeping in there.
So I'm gonna go back to the car and like watch it.
Yeah, that's fine. The night, it is, the sun is going down and setting. It's probably about like 7 o'clock, and it's about to become pitch black. You're looking down this road. You can choose to take the car with you. You can choose to go down that road and investigate. You can continue to Fandelver. Yep, Fandelver. I'll get it eventually. That's probably not how you say it, but that's how I say it. It's my campaign.
I'm just realizing that I'm bleeding everywhere. I decided to do, what was that, a quick rest or what?
Well, you can do a short rest or a long rest, depending on what everyone wants to do. If you want to set
If
up
we
camp
do
here for the night.
you want to try, you could just try resting, and it depends on how long it lasts,
Yeah.
whether it's a short or a long.
We could do a long rest
If you wanna
I'm
set
not
up camp.
awake.
Yeah.
I think I might want to rest.
Yes, you do.
Has it been an hour?
But I don't know if we should set up camp in a spot that goblin ambushes are common.
Has it been an hour?
Did he share that with you? Did you share that with them about the goblin ambush?
Oh yes. Oh, I would have shared that with.
No,
My
totally
party.
fine. Just checking with that.
Okay.
So you all know that information. You do, all you.
Yeah, the whole.
You
Well,
two
us
have
four
no
who are
idea.
up here, yeah.
Yep.
So we're like walking down the path, and then I just stop for a second, and I think to myself, I'm like, wait, this is really stupid. We're splitting up, and it's about to be nighttime, and we're walking into a goblin hideout. We should regroup, set up camp somewhere away from here where we're safe, and then go at it when it's daylight.
I'm down with that.
Has it been an hour? Am I awake yet?
No.
Okay, cool. Just wanna make sure.
All right. So the 4 of you agree on that, and you start heading back towards camp. And you see Ari kind of looking around, noticing the squirrel and the sleeping man. Ari, thank you. And
We are one unit.
and as he
Alright,
kind
let's
of,
get rid of that so we aren't messing with this.
we can get rid of that at this
Because
point.
it's not combat anymore, so we don't really have to track things.
We can tell they're enthralled by it. Be very careful with those, because
because of
Just broke me.
how much they're all dead. They can be. Alright, give me Hawkman.
Who is still nameless?
Who is currently a squirrel.
Still currently a squirrel
he's
on the
currently a
shoulder.
squirrel.
As we get back to the cart,
Wait. You stopped me mid go there. As Ari is looking into the cart to check on
I'm just
Flama,
like checking the cart, taking care of the horses, that kind of stuff.
as that time went on and he checked all that, got it done, and then he did one more peek as the group comes back. Flama kind of opens up his eyes, and then the squirrel next to him.
Whoa! Okay.
All right, so I just learned this ability, so I'm like, I didn't know that it was gonna do this.
You were just a squirrel.
I start
now you're
flying.
a bird, and you.
Who are you?
Is everyone back now?
You hear the
No
commotion all
response.
rush up. Everyone's staring at a giant bird laying on top of a crushed
I'm just like,
llama.
yeah,
Like the
it's like-
bird's 5'4" though, so it's more durable than you thought initially. But it's not. It's still vicious looking up here, but it's like a little off. So its beautiful wings are all kind of tucked in, and it's a little panicky right now because it's like, oh, I didn't think it'd go that way.
Alright. First of all, I'd just like to go up the bird and go. Many thanks, great warrior of the sky.
Okay. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no.
Ow.
Play character. Do what you gotta do.
Can you please get off me?
First of all, I get up.
So
I
you see
fade.
him as just like his feet just slowly like it's very, very owl-like get off this perch and just kind of look next to him without saying a word.
Oh god. Thank you.
I did not do this for you.
Then why did you do it?
I've been tracking these goblins for days now. And they have some things, unfinished business, that I have to attend to.
Is that business, like, what business?
They slaughtered much of the wildlife around here, and they've been doing it for decades.
Decades. Sounds like you've been in this area for a while then.
Me personally, no. I am but 8 years old.
What? Okay.
So you said you wanted to do something about these goblins.
I am hunting them, yes.
Well, it just so happens that we were planning on going into their hideout tomorrow to try and flush them all out and look for some comrades of ours.
Wait, what?
What are you
What
proposing?
talking about?
Oh, right, you
We
were
were
asleep.
planning on this?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
We went for a walk and we talked about our plan, and you were asleep, so you didn't hear it. So
What plan? What? Elaborate, please.
pretty much what I just said. We're gonna go. There's a pathway. The goblins have been ransacking people here a lot. We're gonna go and look for our comrades, the dwarf and Sidar.
Okay.
So the goblins took our
That's what we think.
benefactors.
From what we can gather, the horses were dismembered, and then they were overwhelmed in the attack and dragged off to their hideout.
Okay.
And where did we get this information?
We all looked around as a group and put together what we could.
Okay.
I mean,
You can choose to believe him or not.
we did find the pouch.
No,
that
no,
belonged
no,
to Sidar, and
I'll
we
accept
have,
that.
We have 2 horses that were on the ground slaughtered.
Yeah,
I'll accept that.
makes sense. I mean, Ulazal's a pretty trustworthy person.
Yeah, no.
When
I
everybody
can
looks
accept
at
that.
him, it seems like a man of many years of hard care at trying to do right by the world. He doesn't look like he has killer eyes. And during this whole conversation, Chiquolden has just been zoning out with his falcon. Him and Bruce are like playing a game with like taps with the feet. And Bruce is like trying to get something.
shaken by all the animals being killed, you know?
So you've tracked these goblins.
We have an
Which
idea.
direction?
The pathway leads off in that direction.
He points off in a direction, and it totally matches up with your mental map of where the goblins were retreating from.
Okay.
We're planning on waiting until daybreak and then going together to check it out.
I am going without you. I will go whether you come or not.
All right. Our interests seem to align.
I'm just gonna go roost in a tree.
Perfect. So,
Wait, what was your name?
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm already at a tree, man.
Completely ignored you. Birdman flies up into a tree, and he's it's dark. You don't even. Oh, actually, you have night vision, so you see exactly
a lot
it
of
is.
us do.
And you know he made eye contact and ignored. He looked back, and it's just like it doesn't even register that he not only like violated your personal space, but he doesn't give a crap. So right under the tree, he's sitting there, and he's just kind of chilling out.
I always knew I hated birds.
Well, we should try and maneuver the wagon out of the path and into the tree line. Maybe go a few meters inward and then set up a camp.
Okay. I'm gonna say you all do that with ease because you're all pretty excellent in your abilities combined. Like you can hide crap, you know how to survive, you know how to track things, you've traveled quite a distance, so easily into the brush, everything's kind of hidden, and you all kind of set up camp.
What is tracking?
Tracking?
Survival.
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 I have that. I was like, man,
Or maybe it's
nature.
nature. I don't know.
But I should
Probably
do like
survival.
tracking stuff, but tracking stuff.
Yeah. I might have should have used a survival on your one.
What about?
Yeah, I was
I mean, our
about
roles
animal-
our roles are whatever you tell us.
Yeah, it is.
So, like, could I, instead of investigating, could I have tracked?
Yes. So that is important. The wording. That is very important. Because you are a tracker.
Teacher.
Yeah.
I am a tracker.
We're all
I know
learning.
that
Me
shit.
too. I'm making tons of mistakes.
No, you're not.
Survival plus 5.
Right. You don't know.
I don't know.
That's really good.
All right. So you're all there, and you actually, who wants to stay on watch if you choose to?
Mosnell's still bleeding everywhere.
Well, no, he healed you pretty well. You're just damaged, is all.
I guess.
Because he healed you up to 10 when he did that. So he healed your wounds after you took the arrows out. And did you suffer damage again after that? No. So you're just. It's exhaustion.
I'm just
really.
tired.
Yeah.
I'm ready for.
Yeah.
This is a long rest, right?
Yes.
Yes. So.
Do
I
I see him right now? I'm just gonna cast Healing Word, even though we're gonna get it back anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
I just give out like a big caw, and all of his wounds just start to come close together.
And
that
actually, that healing brings your attention right back up. So just as you were about to fall asleep, you're wide awake again, and everyone else is definitely knocking off, and you're just like blood racing and everything. And you're just like, I guess I'll just stand in the brush and walk around for a bit to get off some energy, because now you have way too much energy and feel fantastic.
I healed him 7 points, but
Yep, that's enough
whatever.
for full.
The 9, we'll see what happens.
So I can take a second watch because I only need 4 hours for a long rest for my trance.
Okay, you can take the watch, but it's got to be okay with everybody else.
Oh, so wait, am I getting a long rest or no?
Yeah, you'll get one. You just gotta wait a little longer is the idea.
Alright, I'm gonna say after that happens, knew I liked that bird.
So how about you take a first watch, and then after 4 hours I'll take over.
That sounds good.
Cool.
That works well.
I'm peacing. Long rest.
I still get a long rest.
Same.
Yep,
So when I
everybody.
wake up, I'll have 26 health.
Does anybody want to talk before they go to bed or anything like that?
Anyone got any
Anybody
feelings they want to
dig
share?
Is he if
hate
he
you.
takes the watch by himself?
deep? What?
If he takes the watch by himself, does that have any penalties?
Maybe.
Okay. So
Who knows?
I'm gonna stay up with him and take the first watch.
With
Okay. I'd like you both to roll a 20-sided die. Do a is it wisdom. What is that?
Perception?
typically? Perception.
I'd say
Perception.
perception.
Yeah, it's
is
perception.
typically.
perception.
Perception.
Which is wisdom, yeah.
Just for fun.
12.
12.
Oh man.
God damn.
All right, so in the middle of the night, you hear stirring, and you immediately go investigate what the heck is going on. Wilzal has no idea because you're on the opposite side of camp keeping watch. You bust into the brush as you are filled with all this energy, and as soon as you get in there, you have a snake reach out and just bite you right on the arm, and you're going to take 2 damage of poison damage.
Did I do something to do? Is anyone else getting hurt? Is there an entire campaign?
Ow! Ow! Okay. No, you didn't do anything. Just stop rolling shit. Jesus.
How much damage do I do?
2 poison.
2 poison.
Yeah. What does poison do? I don't remember, but that's what it would do. It's just 2
just a
damage,
time.
right?
Okay, whatever. I take
Yeah, I
it.
think
I'm
so.
down to 15.
Unless you want it.
Well, hopefully you get it back during your long
I mean,
rest.
if you want
I
it to be
will.
something that sticks, you can tell him he can roll for probably
That's
a
nice.
Constitution save.
No, he is tough. He's had snake bites like this before. He's got
Okay.
like resistance. It's just basically after he felt great, just like shit, smashes the snake's hand, throws it aside, comes back to the camp, and was all like, "Everything all right?" And he just like just runs and sits down. He's pissed again. Just all those good spirits gone.
Can I sleep now?
Yeah, you can go.
So we
sleep.
can switch off.
Yeah. So you kind of just tap him on the shoulder and easily looks up and takes his post.
I'm gonna go to sleep too.
All right, you go to sleep. I want you to roll.
More.
Well,
Roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
that would have been such a good roll.
Too bad.
13.
During your night, you hear some garbly look coming from the brush as well. You recognize a noise because you experienced it earlier today, and you kind of walk up a little bit, unsheath your. You have a dagger, right?
I have a
Skin dagger.
rapier and a dagger.
Okay, well, just the dagger. Right
Okay.
now. You have the hand on the rapier, but you take the dagger out, right? Oh, yeah, you bet he does. And you just kind of
I could use that.
push it back a little bit, and you don't even know where this goblin came from. He's just crawling and bleeding out, and he's like, and you're like, what in the hell did he come from? And it doesn't look like this is damage your party did. He's definitely late to the party. I would like you to roll a wisdom check. No, survival. Give me survival. Give me survival on this one, actually. It'd work better this way.
That is, yeah.
18.
You are certain that this goblin got mauled by like a rat and completely missed the ambush. And he was bleeding out because he was late to the party. The rat just tore him a new one, and he is miserable. He looks pretty beat up, and he doesn't even notice you. He's in so much pain, and he seems to be crawling right on by back to the dirt path, trying to get in position for where he's supposed to be about 12 hours a day, give or take.
I'm just gonna let him go.
Oh man.
He gets about 5 more feet before he bleeds out. The night is uneventful. Morning comes, and the sun comes up, as it does, thank God. And everyone had a nice, wonderful long rest. Everyone sees the day. It's like 8 in the morning. You were later than normal because you had to stay up for the watch, but everyone stirs pretty well. Hannah seems to be the first one up, and she was taking notes, it seems like, the entire time throughout the night on everybody. She is kept remarkably to herself, and it seems for good reason. You pick up on it immediately because you your nose in everyone's and you're a little offended that you haven't had a conversation with her yet. It has seriously bothered you. As with the Birdman, the unnamed Birdman, not your type. All right, you have your own bird friend, and that is way more than enough for you. And she seems to be packing up the cart and getting ready for another journey forward, whether continuing on or joining you all in your adventures into the caves or forest or whatever lies ahead. You're all in the morning to talk.
When I wake up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the direction that you pointed me to, and look for goblin tracks, whatever survival
All right, make a roll. Survival
Whatever.
check.
track. That is 19.
You know exactly where it is. You've seen the steps.
I'm going there.
It's easy.
I'm leaving.
You fly and you soar down, and you're going ahead of them.
Alright.
Do any of us notice him leaving, or are we just like?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's so close. It's very obvious with his large wings. Just big gust, gone. He's way ahead of you. You're all still kind of stirring. You can talk. You can chase after him. You can.
Bruce, go follow him.
Bruce follows him. Keeps up pretty well. Bruce is a very strong falcon.
Nice. Good job, Bruce.
Hawk, falcon, falcon.
It was a hawk.
Hawk? Is it a hawk or a falcon?
Hawk.
Hawk. Hawkeye. Hawkeye follows it. Bruce.
So, I see the bird go, and I think we should follow it. So I'm gonna tell all the party, the bird just left. We should follow him.
Do we leave the cart unattended?
I don't know. How many of the goblins do you think we took out?
I mean, I imagine we took out a lot of them. I feel if we can kind of hide the cart, keep it out of the view of the trail, it should be hopefully all right.
Already.
It is. You guys did hide it last night.
What
Okay.
about the
Should we
horses?
leave someone back just in case, or no?
Well, what are we getting into? I mean, you guys just walked off and told us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
What are we getting into?
Sure.
Let's take another gander at it.
Yeah, you can do that too. From what you recall, you share with them that you saw the drag marks, you saw bits of Stildar's armor. You are pretty certain this is leading to a hideout of the goblins that are picking off people on this road, this trap they've set up regularly. And it seems pretty straightforward to you. But do you all get up and go investigate again with Maznell?
Why don't we see what's inside of the wagon before we make any more decisions? Because we don't even know what we're supposed to be guarding.
Yep,
If it's not valuable, then we can just leave it.
Yeah. So
So you look at it.
you can make a look, and that's a perception check with advantage because everyone's looking.
There you are.
11.
And then roll it again and take the higher.
Still 11. Oh, actually, wait. Sorry, 12.
We take that.
The wagon is packed full of assortment of mining supplies and food. This includes dozens of snacks of flours, several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of strong ale, shovels, picks, and crowbars, about a dozen each, and 5 lanterns with small barrel of oil, about 50 flasks in volume. The total value of the cargo, you can't make heads or tails of it, and that's basically it. And more bird droppings. Not all from the hawk.
Oh, I wonder who those are from. Are there any on me?
Not that you can tell.
I'm gonna bring the group over to take another look at the trail.
All right.
Before we head into it.
Maznell walks over. Do any of you follow him?
Can I?
He can't force you to go with
I
him.
guess that's true.
You can just go with
I'm going.
Okay.
I imagine it's just standard supplies, and realistically, we can't get everything if our benefactor is dead. We can't get paid for it. So I imagine it's worth more for us to all go investigate than to care about what's in the caravan.
And it's hidden,
Alright.
so
It's fairly well.
I'm gonna grab some of the food, and while we're heading over, can I take the cipher back out of my bag and try and study it a little bit more?
Absolutely, you
All right,
can.
so I can make another intelligence check.
Please.
Oh, a natural 20.
Oh man.
Just took some time.
Give me a second to think about what.
It only
It took like 8 rolls.
All right.
Now comes with a riddle.
I gotta whisper to you what it is. So let's go over there.
Man.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Like that snake speed.
Friggin' elementary school. Justin Hitchcock.
Yeah, that's the best.
That was the best.
What? Are you guys talking about me?
So I'm gonna relay with them the information that I've just gleaned.
I'm a noble person.
He's a cleric.
This cipher is a letter between Sidar and Gundar, and it's explaining that the location we're going to was a location that was full of ancient treasure. It was very valuable, and they agreed to keep it secret and split the gold 50-50 once the work was all done.
The only thing I'll correct that your character wouldn't have missed on that was it was a location that was unnamed on there. It wasn't where you're headed to. It's just ambiguous. And they're splitting whatever rewards they find in this ancient mine. It also clicks with you that the whole thing, there's pickaxes in there, there's oil, there's some kind of lost mine they were looking for.
So they were basically having us transport them there, and then they were doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So that's what it sounds like.
As I'm tracking down these goblins, do I notice Bruce following behind me?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
This is pretty
20.
You completely notice the bird, but feel no threat whatsoever, and you actually admire the other bird of prey, and you're like, "Hey, good for
I'm gonna
you."
fly
keeping
next to
up."
him.
What's that?
I'm gonna fly next to him.
Nice. Nice, they're bros.
Can you talk to him?
I don't think so. I speak Orin, but I don't. He probably does not speak
No,
Orin.
he speaks hawk.
Alright, so I'm gonna move to the path.
That would be so
You're gonna move to the path.
Yeah,
Oh, you're all
just-
there
just-
now.
let's go, we're all there. Alright, so
Oh,
yes.
you at least. Whoever joined him.
I joined.
I'm following along because I feel
We're walking and talking.
All right, everyone's walking, talking.
yeah,
They're all over there.
the cart
Roll
is
with
just
advantage.
supplies.
Yep.
It's not anything crazy about it.
And
Food. Leave.
And it doesn't really
I think a lot
matter
of us
because
have-
we won't get paid if our benefactor's
Survival
dead.
check.
Yeah, go for it. Make it with advantage.
Over here. Oh, thank you. Alright, let's do this. 6, goddamn.
Roll again.
Advantage. Roll again.
Oh, yes. Love advantage. 4.
Oh my god! Get rid of that dice! Do a different dice roll. My god. That dice is killing you tonight.
Give me one.
You can't do it now over now, but yeah,
So
next time.
6
Six
plus.
plus
6
5.
plus 5 is 11.
Everything Zach says is true.
Alright,
You're pretty sure. You don't get any more information.
Alright.
You're all confident. So.
Alright, sure.
So we head towards the path.
Okay. What's the order? It matters to me. How do you march? It's very thin, so it's got to be like 2 by 2 or 1 by 1.
I think we should have a strong person
Who's
in the
good,
front and a
who's
strong
good at
person in the
survival?
back.
Who's good at survival?
I think we should have Ryan in
You
the
should
front.
be up
Yeah,
front
so
because
it's
you're
like-
leading the way.
Well, I was the one who went first,
Yeah.
so I would be leading.
Brian's got a point.
Yeah.
And then
I will follow you, boy.
I'll be after
I'll take
him.
the rear.
I'm
You're the caboose? I'll be right in front of the caboose.
I'll be.
Unless you want to take the rear if you feel like you want to take it.
I'll be in the middle.
Okay.
okay, so it's just
So then,
It's-
Okay.
this way and then that way.
Yeah, so whoop.
Wonderful. So, the Birdman, which none of you know his name, and Bruce are far off, but you can almost make them.
You can make them
out.
I'm flying pretty high right now.
Oh, you
I'm
guys
about,
are high.
Oh yeah, I'm
So,
about
okay.
like 100 feet in the air.
Oh, perfect. So they don't see you at all. So you guys are way up there, but you have a beat on Bruce. You and Bruce. You guys know what's up.
We have a special connection.
You're all going through the woods, this forest, little clearing in the path, behind Mosnell, who is doing his tracking stuff, man. He's going through, he's seen the path, he's very confident, then he stops for a second, looks around. About 10 minutes down, everything's going pretty smooth, and Chiquolin's about to crack a joke, and all of a sudden, everyone stops.
And Mosnell looks down, investigates, and then he motions for who's right behind him? Zach. For a blade. Do you have a blade on you? Of anything?
I think I might have a dagger. Sorry. Check real quick.
Very true.
Yeah, I don't have a dagger. All I have is a mace and some
I have a
crossbow
hand
bolts.
axe.
Wait, what do you guys need?
I've got a dagger from all the way back here.
So
Pass it all the
it goes for he goes dagger, and you go you go back dagger. Who's your? So, do you have a dagger?
No.
I have two, so
All right.
I'll hand him one for now.
Ari flips it up, flips it the whole game train. He hasn't moved and takes a dagger,
Didn't notice a thing.
taps the ground. Y'all kind of look at him. Fucking crazy. And then all of a sudden, poof, snare comes up, and you see him give a nice little smile, pick it up, cut it on the bottom, throw it off into the woods, and he hands the knife back. You all go back, goes right back in the sheath, and everyone's a little prouder. They're like, man, that makes
We're
sense.
bonded now.
Do you change your order at all?
No.
Going forward. All right.
No.
You go another 10 minutes down, and you're starting to see as the thicket gets wider and wider, it starts branching off, and it gets thicker in this way, though, the forest. So you can't see through as easily anymore, but it's arching above you, all the trees as you go through here, and you can start to see a cave, a massive circular entrance. These goblins are morons. You can easily see this as their hideout. You're just like, if it wasn't for the trees, anyone would have seen this crap and avoided it or raided it at this point. They are just the best of the worst. So, as you're kind of in focus on that, Mosnell, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
How does that work?
So you roll your 20 and then add your wisdom saving throw.
Which is a 3. Should I not use this?
Yeah, give them different dice.
There you go.
This was gonna be the worst.
There have been a lot of different games where I just don't roll well.
That just adds to my fun.
8 plus 3. 11.
11.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Well, for all we know.
Oh, wait. Now I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. That's also 3.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
no.
What'd you get?
1.
Oh, no!
What?
Oh, no.
Why can't I roll?
I don't know.
So,
Alright, this didn't help.
being locked on to this so much that your new confidence off getting that snare trap, you are leading the way, you're blistering through this path, and you don't even notice the giant pitfall you step right into and fall like 30 feet. You take 7 points of fall damage, and you basically break your middle finger on the fall.
Do I see this?
No, because the thicket is too high above them, but you definitely hear it with your bird hearing. And
I'm definitely gonna go towards it.
Then you and Bruce
like
kind of
perch on a tree to look down on.
Yep, you kind of
what's
circle
going on.
back a little bit because you were so high up and you were a little ahead of them, and you noticed the stupid cave immediately, but you noticed them trailing you, so you're like, I'm gonna take help. This is great. That aligns with me. You come down and you can just see the giant barbarian being like, "Ah!" And both you and Bruce kind of exchange a giggle. Just a very bird-like enjoyment of the pain of humans. Just like, yeah, this
How much
is,
damage was it?
it was 7. If you didn't roll a 1, it would have been way less.
I'm gonna shout down. Are you okay?
Yes.
How are we gonna get him out?
I'm gonna fly down there and I'm gonna grab him.
Yeah, with these, the talons go around you but don't harm you. Lift you up without a problem. You just snap your middle finger back into place, and You take like a twig next to, not twig, you take some like off a tree and you take your axe and you kind of grind against the axe a little bit and make a little splint and you put that just fine and you take a little bit of a cloth you have in like your pouch, easily wrap it, and you're so used to breaking shit. It's nothing new. You're like,
as I drop him off on the ground, I say, "Haven't been in the wilderness much, have you?"
Oof. What does that put you at?
What? 19.
you can choose to respond to the bird that's just made fun of you.
Yes. Just a lapse in judgment, bird.
I'm sure.
So, I'm gonna walk over to him and I'm gonna ask, "Can I take a look at that?" And I'm going to cast. Hold on, shoot.
Do you really want to waste this on you?
Brutal.
I'd rather have him topped off.
Topped off, schmopped off. He's got mad health.
I'm gonna say you said that. You heard that? This little 5'4" bird just kind of staring off, looking back, and trying to figure out what is the relationship between these people.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
Well, 1.
Plus your wisdom or whatever is a wisdom.
So that's
Your
4.
cleric, right?
That's 4.
So
Is that 4 health?
4 health back.
You feel like it's a sprain now. Seems like the bone's set right. Feels like a miracle process. Kind of sped it up, but still sucks.
Once again, I'm the only one taking damage.
Stop rolling like crap, Ryan. All right, maybe we'll have some fun tonight. Jeez.
I'm trying so hard.
All right.
I'm gonna approach the door.
Well, yeah, you're basically there. So
Right.
you're all there. No one seemed to remark about the bird that came down once again. So as you guys are coming up to the door, there's a big open to the cave, and there's a there's a tiny little river that kind of go through, and you can hear the lovely trickle of water going through it. And you can actually see how the thicket kind of curves all the way over and then stops a little bit right toward like where the rock borders up. So you have the rock, a little area, and then a bunch of forest around there, and then you have that same thing on the opposite side, and you're kind of coming through right where the arches meet, and you're all kind of walking out.
How tall is this cave?
Oh, it's like 20 feet. It's huge how
okay,
tall
good.
it is.
I'm gonna peer into the entrance and see. I have dark vision. Up to 60 feet. So I'm gonna see what can I see up to 60 feet.
You peer into the cave, and it seems like the first is just a lot of rock. You see a couple scrape marks. You can see, especially on one block, it seems like there's a lot of white scratches all the way on the left, and there really doesn't seem to be any life you see, at least in the first entrance to it.
So we should approach the cave. Let's go in.
Are you sure about that?
Can I have an investigation check around the cave?
Sure. How are you doing that?
Can we?
Can I just like look? Can I just like walk around and take a look?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
Roll investigation check.
So 19 plus 4 is 23.
Okay. You start walking around the cave, and you recognize everything up to this point. Definitely goblins. You see all kinds of like their droppings and like some of the things they've eaten. And as you continue your stroll all the way around, you notice from the front of the cave like footsteps, almost like a patrol that comes around. And as you start following the patrol, you put your feet into the water, and as soon as you do that, 2 arrows come at you. I would like you to take. Let me see here, actually. Oh, for fuck's... Nothing. As because of your high intelligence investigation of all this, 2 arrows whiz right by you and go deep into the cave. They came right from that curved thicket.
Okay. They're shooting at us, guys.
All of
My
you
intelligence check.
are very aware of the arrows that just like went through his flowing hair. Or no, you're in the bun. So it almost like it went just past the bun, woke his eyes up quite a bit into the cave, and in one glorious like pointing motion, he's like, "They're shooting at us."
How many shots?
I
2.
am gonna hide. Enter stealth.
Always.
9.
9. No. Definitely not.
I try to hide and it doesn't work.
Basically, you're like, I'm gonna hide in an open field, and another arrow just misses you.
Can Bruce
Are
find
there
out
any
where
like
they're coming from?
stalactites?
Not outside.
Oh, we're still outside.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not even close to the
Do we know where the goblins are
Okay.
shooting us from?
Yeah, that brush over here. Remember earlier I described there's a little area and it's kind of bounced on both sides? Right on your right side. If you're facing the cave, it's right on your right.
I'm gonna fly above it,
Uh,
above the thicket.
There's all these trees, you can't make heads or
Okay.
tails.
That's fine. That makes
What
sense.
else did Jaqualdin notice when he was investigating? Was it just 2 goblins, or?
Well, I don't know, you should ask him.
Yeah. What else did you see?
Definitely knew there were goblins in there.
Another arrow comes out.
I'm gonna run towards the brush with my shield out, and I'm gonna shout to Moznal. I'm gonna say, "Come with me."
I'm gonna go with.
I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
There we go.
Wait,
I was kinda waiting
Ooh,
my turn, and I was
17.
like, that's what I'm gonna do.
17 plus 2 is 19.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. 16.
Guys are murdering me.
Oh my god.
I would like everyone to close their eyes while I set this up.
My
I'd like to
eyes.
enjoy this more.
I'm closing my eyes. I promise.
I haven't had a good roll. I just rolled a 3.
Ryan with the trash rolls.
I also rolled a 3, but I have a -1 to initiative, so it's a 2.
Oh no. Well, I rolled a 16, so. Yeah.
I got a 17.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
what happens with my initiative?
Everybody can open their eyes.
Initiative is there should be an
Oh.
initiative bonus above your
I
hit
get
points.
plus-
You can open
3.
your eyes.
It's your dex modifier basically.
Yeah, so I actually have a 6.
Ooh.
I'll get to it in a moment.
It's a good recovery from a 3 roll. I
Yeah,
mean.
it is.
Oh, way better. I would say much better.
It's twice as
Basically,
good.
twice as good.
100% improvement.
If your dex modifier applies to your initiative,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what initiative is. It's just your dex modifier.
So that is.
Sometimes you can get bonuses, but that's what the base is.
Yippers.
all right.
Alright. My goal
they're
for
all-
the rest of this game: make better rolls and not keep taking damage.
Yeah, good luck.
There.
I feel like I'm gonna be Ryan's pocket healer.
There.
How far away are we from the thicket?
I will show you in
Out.
just moments. Damn.
Okay.
Okay, you want to get those while I'm setting this all up? Boy getting
Forgot
shot.
about this.
My boy.
You just brought Maznal along so that he could take the shots for you, didn't you?
Right?
You bet he did.
Basically.
You know what I actually have?
Big
By the
tank.
way, I can send you
Big
all
turn.
places too.
Ooh,
Later on,
nice.
that will come up. This is Harry,
So,
who's in the middle of the open trying to hide. Trying to crowd.
so do the goblins keep shooting at me because I'm large?
Absolutely.
Yep. I have a big
You're the
shield
easiest
up.
target.
It's true.
Big shield.
Where are you? You're in the sky flying over it right now, right, Luke?
Yeah, I'm like in the whatever foliage in the trees.
Yeah,
The-
he's never gonna stay, so he's gonna be like that. Okay.
Yeah.
You just into the bush.
Give me the goblin. Here we go.
All right. Well, there's no way you can know how many goblins are in there, so we'll figure it out once you turn the corner. I need to know all of your initiatives.
2.
I got 19.
Why don't we just all re-roll?
No.
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 6.
What the
It's alright. I had high initiative last time. It's my turn to be last.
17.
That is
16.
And he is okay. I missed Zach's.
2.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Leading the charge and then falling asleep.
15.
A what?
I got a 15.
Oh, 15. I thought I heard
You were
50.
leading
I'm
the
like,
charge.
yeah, right.
Zach was
Try
leading the charge
again.
than me, but somehow we're last.
Luke, because I can't call your character
14.
name.
I gotta tap out soon.
Yeah, that's okay.
None of you are ever gonna learn.
Yeah, I guess not.
Oh, this is gonna be a mess.
Luke used thunder.
Keep calling me Birdman.
All right, Jaqualdon, you get to go first.
Oof.
What's the turn order? Just so that we know.
I'm gonna say it's 10 feet, by the way, every box, just because you got it's 10 feet for this one, so you're also not just bursting through everything.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna want to get out of this water.
Yep. As more arrows are coming out at you.
Okay. Wait. So where's the cave in this?
Cave is this way.
Oh, it's over there.
It's
So
this
the
way.
cave is
See how the
down
water's
this
coming
way.
out?
Okay.
But in that thicket, you see right around how it curves?
Yes. This is where the arrows are coming from. This way.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna try to get over here with the boys.
All right. What?
Oh wait, no. The horses are coming over there. No, I'm gonna want to fight them. I'm gonna go this way.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna help them out, but I can't see them.
How far does he go?
Yeah.
So
Shoes right here.
So 3, yeah, about 3.
Where's he now?
So I'm like somewhere in here. And I can't see the goblins.
No, now you can.
Now I can see the goblins.
Yep. You turn the corner. Turn the corner.
Okay. I'm like,
You see
Oh, they're over there.
3 goblins.
3.
Yes, 3. There's 7
Okay.
people.
okay, and then I'm gonna try to attack one with a shocking grasp.
Are you close enough to do that?
Yes.
All right, roll.
Okay. So that's 7 plus 4 is 11.
You miss.
I missed. Okay.
You come down with your shocking grasp, and the goblin, who is very aware of you, who followed you the whole time out of the water, watched you come over, moves to the side as you try to give him a high five.
I think these goblins seem more confident than the other ones.
He does shout at you at the end of it.
All right. Well, I guess that's my turn then.
You heard the taunt, and he was just laughing at you. Okay? It is now, sorry, Mosno, it is your turn.
What?
No,
That's not true.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was the old order. Thank you. It is now, Orhana.
shoot him with your bullets.
Unstillable.
Except I don't have bullets. I just have arrows. So they're still at a distance where I can shoot them. So I'm gonna shoot them.
I think you have to move a little bit to get a clearer
so you
shot.
don't shoot
You can't shoot through the thicket back at them. You could try, but it's going to be hard.
You have 25.
Curve the arrow.
Probably end up hitting. So this is it's possible. She takes 10 damage.
Stop being so big.
I'm gonna probably go like here, right?
Yeah, if you go
I don't
diagonal,
wanna
you'll
go
get a clear line of sight
down
down one
like
of
the
them.
water there. Okay. Now I'm actually going to shoot.
Awesome.
Oh, is that something or 1?
That was a 1. It bounced off the paper.
Roll it again.
Alright.
We'll say that's cocked.
It's cocked.
That's a 7.
7 plus anything.
I think so. I don't remember.
Plus, yeah, plus 6 to your bow shots. Go to actions. Actions.
It's combat.
So,
music,
yeah,
though.
it's plus 6.
Oh, dang it.
13.
That's cool.
That's a 13.
That is a 13 hits. Roll damage.
So you roll 1d8 plus 2.
So,
Cool.
3. Plus 4.
5.
Which one are you shooting?
Which goblin?
It's the one to the far left.
So that's 5 damage.
Yeah, it's good.
Very ominous.
That's good enough.
That was the best cave.
It is cave music. It's good enough. You're hearing the cave in the background. And, yeah. So, sorry. Let me refresh as I was getting that said. So, Orhana, takes a couple steps out. She's just shy of the river. Pulls her bow out once again outside her cloak, and it just right in front of her. Pulls the arrow back, and through all the bodies, you have this hulking mass of Mosnell standing there. You have Ulzal just kind of. Just to the left of him, taking out his mace and getting ready for attack. You have Walden just like fumbling over missing his high five. And the arrow goes straight through. And what did you roll again, damage-wise?
13. 5.
5?
Yeah.
It enters a goblin's shoulder and goes right through and oh! Drops his bow and staggers backwards a bit and pulls out a sword. But he looks like he doesn't know where he is. He is disoriented completely, and he's kind of swinging at the tree behind him at this point. He really has no idea where he is. And that ends your turn. So now we have Flamma.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Rolled high initiative.
Yeah, I had 16.
Sure did.
I don't know what that's like.
That sounds nice.
Jeez, I can't really do much here. I'm gonna do the unexpected, and I don't know. What am I gonna do here? Can I hide somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
See
cool.
that tree right there?
Oh yeah.
You know, right behind that. I'm not gonna
hide.
bug you. All right, go ahead. Move your character. You don't have to roll for nothing. You just do it.
You want to move here?
Yeah, I'll just chill behind Orhana.
Yep.
Just like chill out.
Don't worry, I'll save you.
I'm just gonna wait, you know.
As the
Wait until I can get closer.
How
for
tall are you?
I'm like 6'1".
Just
The 6'1" half elf crouches behind the rock gnome, who
one
just
thing.
shot, and like the hood has come off. You kind of see like the hair fluttering a bit after this beautiful, like what a sequence. You just got this
You can
elf.
You can also
Stay behind
you can
with his-
expend an action to dash, which gives you double your move speed.
Well, no one told me that.
That's why I'm telling you now.
Yeah, because they're helping me.
Thank you.
I'm new.
Okay. Then
So it would allow you to get a lot closer. I don't know if you could get in range of any of them, but
At this
close the
point,
gap.
I don't even think you can get through the massive wall. Of
yeah,
flesh.
I'm just gonna chill for now and wait until it clears up.
So yeah, you're cool. You're chilling behind Ohana,
Yeah.
kind of giving her some like pat on the shoulder, making her
Nice
feel
shot.
good.
So is this blocked off?
Yeah, at this point,
Yeah, I
there's
can't
so
really
many
even get
bodies,
through.
especially with
It's
6'5",
okay.
230, 250 pound Mosnow,
Yeah.
this giant axe. Like, I'm gonna kill some goblins. Like, all right, that ends your turn. So it is now Ares' turn.
Okay. So I'm going to use a bonus action to dash.
Cool. I believe you, man.
20, 30. Where?
You got to go
It's
around the
fine.
thicket,
Yeah.
or you can try and throw something through it. You can't quite. Oh, perfect. Yes. Oh, I should show Luke. by the
Okay,
way.
so the path to enter is right here.
The map is very covered because it's a cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The path
Yes.
to enter is over here.
Yes, blocked by 3 people.
Okay, so now that I've closed the distance, I'm gonna
Are we in the cave?
No,
I didn't think so.
Right outside.
That's what I thought.
that's where the music's coming from.
I mean, I don't know if I can really do much because I could ready to use my short bow, but by the time I get to my next turn, they're probably dead.
Up to you.
Well, you can hold an action. You can hold your short bow. So you could say like, if I see a goblin, I let loose an arrow or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. Do you have to take an action though to take the bow out? Though?
Yes.
And then you would have to expend
Because
another action.
When I
Oh, yeah.
swing, that's
Yeah.
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I normally when combat starts, I start with my rapier and dagger,
Mm.
but in order to swap weapons, I have to expend an action. So I guess I'm just gonna plant myself at the entrance of the thicket to make sure nothing can run by and escape.
Okay. It is now unnamed Birdman's turn.
All right. How far away am I from this thicket?
You are flying above it by like 30 or 40 feet because you went up there to try and see down. So you'd have to fly all the way down, and you can just see a stupid amount of bodies piling up at this like bottleneck.
Okay.
Saves me, bro.
But you could land on a tree, actually. You could absolutely land on trees to try and see what the heck they're all coming after.
So if I land on a tree, could I possibly see what's in the thicket?
100%.
Like, okay, I'm gonna do that. How much movement is that?
I'll say it's... Well, he's up in the air, but gravity's great, so I'll give you 30 feet, so I think you still have 10
Well,
feet.
I have 50 feet of flying.
Oh. So yeah,
how far away? Do I see any goblins at this point?
You're
Do I see
directly
them?
on a branch above 2 goblins when you
Okay,
land.
how far away are they?
They are maybe another 9 feet. The trees are
9
pretty
feet.
tall.
Okay. I'm gonna use Thorn Whip, which is a cantrip.
Nice. Okay.
On one of the goblins.
Okay.
So
Roll
that
for
is
attack?
a melee spell attack for me. So
Okay.
I'll roll that. And that's gonna miss. What do I have? Yeah, it's 9 or something like that.
Yeah, it misses. So, unnamed Birdman flies down. I'm really jaded that you guys don't get to know his name. He slams down. He casts a spell. You see his hand explode, and this thorn whip comes out, and he goes to smack one of the goblins, and it completely misses as they're all turning at all the people rushing them right now. That they were all following Jaqualdin initially, and everyone's aware of everybody at this point, minus everyone who's held back. Actually, that would just be Flama at this point. Doesn't know what's
Yeah,
really
I
going
can't really
on.
see anything over
Alright, and
or-
after I miss that,
Even though
am
she's
I
like,
able to
"Don't."
just back out of there?
Absolutely. With your tail tucked between your legs, you're just like, not for me. And Mosnell kind of takes note and just like, not so easy, huh? Did she turn it off again, the air conditioning? Like, I bet she did. I don't trust. Do you feel it? Okay.
All that hot air.
I'm gonna figure that out eventually. Okay, so now it is Goblin's turns. So they are all attacking Jaqualdin because they were the first one they saw.
Oh my god, they're attacking someone else!
Oh no, that's not good.
That is...
That's not good. He does not have the health for that.
What's your armor class?
Like 12, 14.
Yikes.
Are all 3 of them going in sequence?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all attacking him at once.
Oh boy.
Usually when you roll for monster initiative, that like a group of monsters, the same monsters go
Yeah.
together.
Oh okay.
Just for ease of rolling. So you have to roll like 20 die.
Your armor class is 12, you said?
I think this is my sheet.
Yeah, I think that's what it says in your sheet too.
It is what it says on the sheet.
So, the first goblin... The first goblin comes up to you with his bow, turns, fires it, and completely misses at point blank range because it has complete disadvantage when you're that close to him. The other goblin that had its sword and is blindly flailing about because it has an arrow stuck like right into its shoulder and it's going numb everywhere. That goblin, in one of his freakish throws as you're dodging out of the way of the first arrow, gets you great. It cuts you right across your chest. That is completely revealed, and you take seven points of piercing damage. And the other goblin, also with its bow out, completely misses you at this close a range.
Okay.
It is so intimidated by the hulking mass that is about to come down on, like eyes bulging, axe out. This goblin in particular has massive stage fright issues, and performing in front of something like that, he knew this day would come. And he misses.
You are the harbinger of doom.
So now it is Mosnal.
Hey!
It is your turn. Let's see you roll a 2.
Squish the
Roll for hit. One.
Rolling for hit. Okay.
Drops his axe into the water.
11.
Plus,
11.
you're attacking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't he have modifiers for
Yeah.
that?
You
probably
have a
added
plus
it.
6.
Oh my god. You miss. You just come down on, like, you go for, like, the bumbling one that's going in circles, and it's like whack-a-mole. You just can't hit him. He just keeps swinging, and he's just going in circles, going about. Quellen's holding, like, oh, he hit me! He's just in utter shock. And,
Yeah, that's gonna end your turn unless you want to run away or run closer.
Absolutely not.
Do you have a bonus action? Can he take a bonus action? You could.
You have accent surge if you want.
Yeah, you could. Can you do something else?
I know.
You can action surge. Oh no, he's a I'm sorry,
He's a barbarian. I was like,
barbarian.
don't
I
think
keep
we have
thinking he's a
bonus
fighter. I'm sorry.
He could rage.
Rawr.
is it? Oh.
It's a bonus action. Yeah.
It is, but
I'm not gonna use
Yeah,
it.
he's not gonna
There's
get hit.
Two guys.
I would recommend not using it yet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use it.
Cool. All right, so that ends your turn, and it is now the man who led the assault finally gets to attack Uzal.
Alright, I'm gonna roll up on the weak goblin and I'm gonna swing at him with my mace.
All right, roll for attack.
That's an 11.
That's it.
That's an 11.
All right, the goblin, you miss him completely again. He is teetering, he is flipping. You guys are almost dumbstruck by how easily you manhandled the other goblins. Like, you made a mockery of like a small legion of goblins. These 3 goblins are just giving you the hardest time. You cannot seem to hit anything.
Alright, well, as a bonus action, I'm gonna take out a scroll of sacred text and I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on my barbarian friend.
Okay.
That gives him, I think it's +2 to armor class.
Okay, that's great.
It's kind of cool. What about our boy that just got slashed?
Well, he shouted.
I don't really like
That's
him
for
that
sure.
much. So yeah.
All right.
And then I'm gonna try and move out of the way here.
Do I notice any of this? Or am I just like chilling?
You're really behind. You're like starting to notice Orhana in front of you, like the intricacies of her cloak and how it's woven. You're really seeing how well the stitching is done, and it seems like she may have done it herself. She may be that resourceful. And you finally get a good glimpse at her face because she's been hooded for so long, and you get a real good sense of like the inherent beauty of this young gnome, basically. Like this rock gnome, it seems like there's age to her face in the sense that she's seen some shit on her like right side. From where you're kind of seeing her still kind of putting her bow away, taking another arrow out, getting ready. She has that like deadly laser focus, but she still seems to have that youth to her, almost something you recognize very well. That look and
So
that
I have respect for her.
I don't know. We might. Yeah.
Probably.
You just, we'll see.
That's my turn.
That's your turn. So at top of the order, it is now Jaquelin's turn, who is now reeling from a random goblin strike.
Let's go.
All right, you can attack.
Okay,
run.
so one of the goblins has an arrow
In its
The
shoulder,
other
causing
one.
like everything to stop working at this point. He is so badly damaged. It's amazing he's still on his feet. But he's just swiping away.
You know, I'm gonna pull my dagger out and,
Okay.
and try to stab one of the other goblins.
Oh, okay, sure.
The ones that aren't like
That's
gravely
fine.
wounded.
Okay, go ahead and roll for attack.
Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Nope. Is that a 9 or a 6? That is a 6.
Do you have anything you add to that?
So you're adding.
Would that be considered an unarmed strike?
No.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. Though. Like that.
Oh, I'll just look at mine because it's a dagger. So you would be. Do you have proficiency with light weapons?
He's a wizard, so I would think no.
You might. Hang
You're a wizard and you just try to stab a
That's what
guy.
I was thinking. I didn't want to say it.
Your guy. It
I
fits your
just
character
got
though.
dagger.
He does. He does. So it's
you
gonna
get?
be. What's higher, your strength or your dex?
Dex.
Yeah, it's your dex.
So you want to add your dex modifier +2 for your proficiency, and that is your bonus to
Okay,
your.
so 4 plus 6 is 10.
You
Still
take
miss?
you take the dagger out. You're like
I mean, the thing's right there, cowering still with him, and because of the bloody gash, you sort of faint a little bit as you go to stab him. He goes black, and all you hear slurred as you go to stab, and you completely miss him.
Okay, maybe I should back up at this point.
You're welcome to.
I think I might fall back a little bit. Let's
This
recede back into the
this
water.
took a whole 180, man.
Let's
can't
go
believe
30 feet back that way.
All right. Okay. It is now Orhana's turn. You still see Spinny McSpin Goblin. You see the other two cowering. You got clear shot at like two of them now. Spinny McSpin and another one that's like terrified of Maz now.
Perfect. I'm gonna shoot.
Which one?
Probably Spinny.
All right, let's go for Spinny.
Yeah, going for it.
Finish him off.
6.
Oh, that's
6 is 12.
Oh no.
Oh my lord. They're not gonna die.
These are invincible.
literally
guys.
laughable.
The arrow, as you knock and shoot another arrow, Mosnell's fur coat, kind of as it flickers and comes back, amazingly, as it goes right through, and you had it perfectly timed. And as the goblin is turning, it goes to hit him right, and kind of just like grazes his lips, and goes right into the thing, and the goblin just kind of is in another state of shock. There's two goblins completely in a state of shock. Third goblin is not looking interested in this anymore, and is looking very worried. You can move if you want. All right.
Good old Spinny McSpin.
Spinny
I
the
shouldn't
invincible
even
goblin.
notice that.
That's alright. I think I'll just stick with it.
All right.
Can we
totally fine.
can we recruit this guy?
I can talk to him.
you could talk to him. It's possible. It is Flama's turn.
I hate him.
It is.
Though. I don't want him.
I'm gonna take an action and dash
Okay.
forward.
Okay.
So that gives you.
That's 60, so get out of my way. So I'm next to a goblin.
All right. But that's your action. You have a bonus action, my buddy?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my action surge and attack
Okay. With.
with my longsword.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured.
I don't know which goblin I'm next to, but
You're next to the one that's looking worried. You pulled up right to the ones that was just really worried. There's one
Alright,
to shock at
the
Mosnell
worried
still.
one. Okay, I'm
then-
just gonna attack that one then.
Okay, go for it.
What is this? That's a fucking 8.
8?
Yes.
Yeah, add anything to that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had rolled a 3 plus 5.
This is atrocious.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You sprint up to the goblin, you take your swipe at him, and the goblin kind of falls over into the stabby goblin, and they both knock heads and they're both prone. They are completely disoriented at this point.
These goblins are doing more damage to themselves than we are doing to them.
Pity. And both goblins are laying down on the ground.
Oh,
They actually, but Spinny Goblin was on the far right side, so they actually like went behind the still cowering goblin. So the one in the middle, you did like a split in a bowling. So that ends your turn, and it is now Ari's turn. Aries' turn.
That is too funny.
That's something.
Kill him, please.
I can't even make it in there though. It's so blocked off.
I'm sorry I couldn't kill the goblin. That was a cheater.
I could, but I don't want to like use arrows.
Yeah, that's no way out.
I'm gonna.
Can you get past like to this side?
I don't think I'll be able to. I'm just gonna get closer to the entrance and just ready up. If a goblin walks by, I'm attacking.
All right, it's fine. It is now Nameless Birdman's turn.
Okay,
It's just-
how close are all those
just because
goblins
I
to
do
each
know
other?
his name.
They
Fuck.
are. Oh boy. They are
Oh, jeez.
all. Well, two of them are laying on top of each other, and one of them is right in front of them. So
Okay.
they're all
So the one-
within 5 feet of each other.
The
But
one
so
standing up.
is 3 members of the team.
Can I see how close they are. Are they within 5 feet of the
Yes.
standing goblin?
Absolutely.
It's
Like,
like a
the
whole
teammates.
cluster. Like 3 people are
you
all
said-
here.
So you're all surrounding these guys?
That's
Pretty much.
basically the problem with this entire encounter. Is the
Which
problem.
one can I hit and okay, so I'm gonna use Ice Knife,
Okay.
which is creatures within 5 feet of my target take an amount of damage. So which one can I hit that is within 5 feet, the least
say
amount of
probably, like,
teammates?
Yeah, you're hitting the one in the corner, and
That's
yeah, I wouldn't hit anybody except the goblin on the ground with full
Oh,
health.
does it hit any other goblins?
It would probably hit the other 2.
Yeah, it will absolutely hit the other 2 goblins.
Okay, yeah, I'll hit him then.
All right, roll.
So that is a ranged spell attack.
He comes in saving the day both times.
That is 13.
Yep, that hits.
Finally.
Roll for
1d10 of damage for that.
Yeah.
And that is a 10.
Yeah.
And then also, targets and creatures, the target, and creatures within 5 feet make a dex saving throw or take 2d6 of cold damage.
All right, what's the?
Dex. 14 is the DC.
They got 14.
Huh? Okay.
All right,
Well,
so they don't take it.
the one takes 10 damage.
He is
When I
froze, like
target it.
he's frozen solid ice and just shatters into snow, which startles some of you who have never seen snow before.
Who hasn't seen snow?
You have not seen snow.
I haven't seen snow. Okay.
You have.
The fuck?
You have.
I've seen a lot of snow.
You've seen snow. You've definitely seen snow. Well, you really
We
haven't
definitely
seen
haven't seen
real
snow.
snow.
We're like-
So it startled you too. You've seen snow. Yeah, him too. All right, so that finishes up. Unless you want to run away again or something.
Yeah, I want to back out of their range. I'm not.
Yeah, you can keep doing that.
Yeah.
So then we have Goblin's turns.
So how far does he move away?
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be honest.
This one's dead.
I have 50 feet of movement.
Right, so he just goes like up into the tree, and he can keep coming back down and up to whatever desired.
This is like the perfect spot for me to fight, basically.
Yeah. All right, so who's
One's on the ground. One is.
so Spinny
So
Goblin?
it's Beyblade and stuck on the ground.
Spinny Goblin's the one that's on the ground.
Yeah.
He uses an
Oh,
action to get up, and the other one tries to run past you guys. So you all get a chance to
Yeah, you
get a
all
hit
get
on him.
attack of
So,
opportunity.
so who's in there right now?
Me.
I want you, and you to all roll to try and get an attack on him.
I got 18.
Oop. Went off.
What'd you get?
I got
That was almost 4.
10. What'd you get?
it's a 1.
Got a 1. Roll for damage.
Okay. Please. This is actually whack-a-mole.
I think this is
Get it.
I fight giants.
You do.
These goblins are too small.
7.
Okay. So, what did you roll again? What was your number? 10.
Oh wait, so I rolled a 7.
Oh, keep in mind you are adding your weapon bonus.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So the both of you kind of club at him, and he dodges, and you kind of force him right into one swift blade, and the head comes clean off again.
Yes.
And the goblin just kind of falls onto you, and you're not happy at all with this. You are better off standing behind Ohara.
This was a mistake.
Or Hana, thank you. It keeps getting worse as the night goes on.
Yeah, I'm just covered in poop.
Yep. So he's dead, and that ends the goblin's turn. There's one spinny goblin still up, and that would bring up Maz now. Do something.
End it.
Kill him.
End it. Finish it.
Don't roll another 1.
He rolled a 1.
Oh no.
What, you're 3? 9. The spinny goblin kind of comes up to you, and just as you're trying to come down and crush him, just dies. he kind of comes up to you, and he kind of faints. All the blood, all this from the arrow.
Just embarrassing. This is the most embarrassing action we've ever had.
You guys can search the area if you want, but there's nothing here. There really isn't. I'm gonna save you that hassle.
We already did.
Yeah. No, I mean the goblins. You could search the goblins and see if they had anything. Yeah, there's nothing. It's just bad, foul meat. So this is, you guys are all regrouped together in front of the chamber. You hear all kinds of noises permeating through the cave, really loud running water. And you can hear echoes of some barks and some way deeper voices than what you hear with the annoying goblins.
They
And
don't sound like turkeys
no,
What language do they speak?
or chickens, whatever.
I think you recognize it. But we're gonna hold on to that because that's where we're gonna end today's. And next week we will investigate more into this.
All right.
Damn. Do we level up?
No, you don't level up.
That was ridiculous. We should have leveled down.
Absolutely. What an embarrassment that
Well,
fight was.
putting it at level 2 was a mistake. You're back to 1. Please.
None of you were ready for that.
You were not ready.
That was embarrassing.